What's up, guys? Seth Chapman with Chapman AC and various other things. I came on this Wolf Den podcast to talk about entrepreneurship and how I took my HVAC business from 0 trucks to 27 trucks in 10 years. This is the podcast you're going to watch. I know I have a lot of HVAC entrepreneurs on here that are always asking questions. I answer just about everything on here. I'm going to be reposting a lot of these TikToks on my personal and Chapman HVAC page. Be sure to check them out, the Wolf Den podcast.
I got hella problems. Don't need no shovel, handle dirt with choppers. You get your issues, try killing me. Eliminate all contenders, talk about ending me. Got Glocks and Drakes, some bullets sped out. Yeah, the mortician can't get the lead.
How you guys doing? We are back in the Wolf Den today, and we have Mr. Seth Chapman, owner of Chapman AC. I'm sorry.
Chapman's AC.
Just
is
Chapman
fine.
AC. I was about to sound like AC and maintenance or something.
No.
Going his whole long
Yeah. Chapman's AC out of Lafayette.
That's it.
And he's actually building a crazy empire. 27 trucks now you have on the road.
Yeah, working on it, 35, 36 people.
Nice.
I like employing people. That's really my thing.
Building out a community.
That's it.
Hell yeah. I like that. That's a great way to even start off. So we actually got to start off this podcast a little bit different. We just want to kind of get the vibe and see your personality and see how we gonna go with this. So I guess let's just go right into it. So if you were an animal, and you could be any animal, what kind of animal would you be and why?
It's funny. I've never been asked that question before. First thing that comes to mind would be a bald eagle. I really do. One, and I don't know why this crossed my mind, but just recently they had those kids in Vermilion Parish or somewhere that killed a damn bald eagle.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and they were all like a manhunt.
I actually think I seen a post about it or something like that. Yeah,
that's it. You know, I really think bald eagle, and the first thing that comes to mind is because I'm very selective on what I go after. I don't just go after everything under the sun. I'm very like when I focus on something, I know that I have to get that one thing, and that's kind of how they chase their prey, really. If I'm not mistaken, they just
I like that.
They're selective on what they get.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm protected, but
Hey, look, you
Hey,
can be protected
shit,
too.
hey.
Hey, we talked before the podcast. You keep a few guns and
Yeah,
stuff. While
yeah.
I would assume you are protected.
I like it, like exclusivity, like the brand that I'm building and Chapman's AC. It's not just air conditioned. It's I want people to feel like they're getting something exclusive, and that's kind of how I feel like a bald eagle would represent me.
Would anything to do because I know with some other answers I got is patriotic in any type of way?
Very patriotic. Yeah, I mean, look, I love my guns. You know,
Right.
That's like huge for me. I'm a very avid waterfowler. I can't say I'm a huge general hunter. Like waterfowl is my thing, right? So
We gotta fix your mic a little bit.
okay, you good?
That way, because like they just pick up. Oh, move it towards me.
Yeah, he like leaned into it.
Okay.
Oh
10-4.
yeah, I bet I was like this, and then I moved back.
10-4.
Okay, good.
Oh no, that's actually a great answer. So now we kind of know about.
Yeah.
I love something about you. Going off of that, you have anything you want to add, Mr. Patriot Crane Reynolds?
Nah, man, look.
Eagle has his logo.
No, hey, look. I think that was a pretty good answer.
Well, look, dude. I mean, 27 trucks, you rolling right now.
Yeah.
So like, that's not an easy feat. Let's
No, it's
talk
hard.
Let's talk about like how what even got you into the AC industry.
Oh man, that's perfect. So I was not the best academically in high school, right? I mean, I probably had like a 1.7 freshman year, and then I gradually was like, oh, I got to graduate, so 2.8, whatever it was. I told my dad.
C's get degrees.
Yeah. I told my dad, I was like, hey, I'm not going to college. My dad's worked in the oil field his entire life, and look, I employ him now, so I'll get to that later. But my dad was like, hey, I'm going to send you to trade school. I'll pay for your trade school. You don't have to go to college. You got to pick air conditioning, plumbing, electrical. He said, I don't want you to weld. Everybody welds. And it's, I was like, I wanted to weld because I had some friends that welded. Whatever. I didn't weld. So I went to air conditioning. Back then it was a 2-year course. I think I did it in 18 months. This was 2011. I graduated high school 2011, so I guess I finished my classes in 2012. And then
Wait, so you're a little bit older. You're about 35?
I'm 33.
33?
I'll be 34 this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be 34 in
So
September.
you're only a couple years older than me and 1 year, 2 years younger than him?
Yeah, I'll be 34 this year. So anyway, just did I went to school for air conditioning. It was a cool little program. About halfway through schooling, I was working at AutoZone. I love vehicles. I've always loved vehicles. I mess with them. So that was like my high school job. And this lady came in one day, and she owned an air conditioning company, real successful. And I was like, hey, I'd like to come work for you whenever. She was like, you can come now. I said, well, I'll be damned. So I told my dad, I was like, hey, I'm going to start going to school half a day. And he was like, no, you're not. I was like, no, I think I'm going to go to school half a day. She said I can take a truck and everything. So.
Oh, you was pumped up.
Oh, I was pumped, man.
It was, I take a truck.
We didn't really have like Apple Maps wasn't real big yet, so I had this big Garmin GPS, and she gave me a truck and a phone, and I started my HVAC career in 2012.
Hell yeah.
Did that for I worked residential, right? That's the main thing, for about a year, and then I always remember, my dad was always working offshore, and I was like, well, I felt like he made a good living. Let me try and go offshore. I found out that platforms have air conditioning. I never really thought about it before.
Yeah.
So I applied for an offshore company, and I worked offshore. Man, I'm leaving out of Bristol and PHI and Homa and Grand Isle and Fouchon, all these places. So I worked offshore for 4 years doing air conditioning.
Doing AC
doing
offshore.
AC, offshore, yeah. We're third-party people, right? So you work a rotation, 21 days on, 7 days off. You might be home 4 days a week, but I'm also leaving to go to Venice in the morning to fix a boat or something like that.
That's actually interesting.
It was very cool.
I really never even thought about that.
Yeah, most people don't.
What do you think about everything else? You got your riggers, you got your everything else that goes on an actual rig.
You got your HVAC guys.
Yeah, I didn't. I literally didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
So I was like 21, probably making 100 to 120 grand a year, just blowing it. I didn't know what. And I don't even know what that's worth now.
What you was
150?
what you was doing, going on the thing, and then as soon as you get back, it's
Oh,
party time.
Oh, bro, look, hey,
Wilding out.
Hey, I was married early, right? I got married at 20, my first wife. So I saved my money, but I spent it on my trucks. Like I didn't go partying.
Right,
I did my partying early on. Like we get in the bar early, So I was kind of done partying by the time I was working, and I'd spend it all on these damn trucks. That's kind of what gave me a following now, right? I feel like I've built my brand early on off of like these jacked up trucks.
Oh, so you was doing content on trucks?
Yeah, 2014, I had 40,000 followers on Instagram. Really? So like I was big on when Instagram was real big in the truck scene days. I was real big on Instagram, and then that kind of petered off. Instagram kind of it's just whatever now.
What you were doing, like shows and stuff?
I would do a couple shows, but I would focus on just my daily life, almost like day in the life of type stuff before that was a thing, I would welding on a truck or lifting it, changing tires and wheels, all that fun stuff that, young
check out how
20-year-olds
cold my AC is in my truck.
He was pioneering YouTube and didn't even realize it.
Yeah. Man, so I worked offshore till 2016, and I got laid off maybe around December. No, I got laid off like December 15. I was home for like 3 months without work. I spent all my money on bills. So I posted on Facebook one day, and I was like, hey, anybody needs their air conditioning clean, I'll come clean it. Just give me a holler. And
just starting it out there.
That started out. And then 3 months in, maybe like March, I got a call back to go offshore, and I was like, I don't think so. I think I'm going to quit. And I mean, I didn't have any clientele. I just quit.
You didn't have clientele at that point?
Man, I mean, maybe like 10 or 15 people, the people that share your post, but like, they're not going to trust this kid in a 12-inch lifted Duramax with some magnets on his doors, right?
Right.
And that's what I had. So I realized 2016 is what started it. I needed, if I was going to do this, I quit my job. I was like, I got to find me a service truck with a bed that's lower. So I bought a service truck. And it kind of went from there, 2016 to 2020, I stayed. I think 2016 and 2020, I had 4 trucks. So 4 years, I only grew 4 trucks. And from 2020 to 2026, I have 27 now.
Yeah, actually, you literally just answered kind of like my next question. Like,
I was about to say, what was the time
span?
Yeah,
what was the time span where you really saw the most exponential amount of growth?
That's whenever I got out of the field. Wait,
okay. I'm sorry. Keep that thought where you're going with it. But I need you to emphasize on that.
We can touch on that good.
Just for our viewers that, are interested in this podcast on the business aspect of things, please hit on that hard.
Yeah.
So one more time, say exactly what you just said again.
Well, let me backtrack. Before we get to I buy my first service truck, my first wife, so my big Duramax that I was working out of broke. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? So my first wife had a 2001 Toyota Camry. So I would load up this Camry with oxygen, acetylene, freon, and all these parts. And I would go run service calls, but I was embarrassed of it because I was like, what are they going to think? So I'd park around the corner, and then I'd walk to their house. And then like,
all the stuff.
Where are you at? And I was like, I was working in the neighbors, like 2 houses down. I just left it over there. Then I'd collect my little check. I'd get back in my Camry, and I'd roll. So
somebody wants to see you getting in.
Yeah. So I got my first service truck, and then it snowballed from there. What we could touch on is I worked you cannot grow a business and work in the business at the same time. You can't work on the business and work in the business. That's what I'm trying to say. And I realized I was running myself rampant. I was the scheduler. I was the maintenance guy. I was the technician. I was the installer. I was the bill collector. I was the marketer. I was everything that you can only, maximize yourself so much.
Can only wear so many hats.
So you're saying you need to get some people and delegate.
You have to delegate. Yeah, if once somebody can do something 70% as good as me, I give it away. And they're going to mess it up a lot, right? But they're not going to mess it up as much as me not caring about it anymore because I'm burnt out. So I hired...
That's actually the best way I've actually... It resonates with me the most. So I'm going through those pains right now as far as like the delegating task. That's why I wanted you to hit more on it. And, because like you sparked the light bulb right whenever you said that. But I like how you said that. So you said the 70%, and then also they're not gonna mess it up nearly as much as what you would if
whenever you burn out.
Correct.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
That's
actually.
I would say my 2020 I hired Kenley Broussard. He's my operations manager, and he, along with the rest of the team, is a great reason that it grew so much. I remember one day I hired him as a service tech. He was my 4th truck on the road. So I hired him, and I don't know, maybe 6 months in, I walked outside. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. I had 12 service calls. My phone was ringing nonstop, and my blood pressure was like through the roof. And I just had my hands down. I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. And he's like, give me the phone for a day. I was like, oh no. I was like, no, dude, this is my phone. You can't have it. He was like, bro, give me the phone for a day. So I was like, man, I don't know. So I gave him the phone, whatever. And the first day, I didn't do anything that day. I felt so much peace. I was like, oh man. So the next day, I was like, you can keep the phone, dude. And I went out and meet some customers, and I sold like 2 jobs that day. Might have been like $10,000, but something significant that I wouldn't have been able to do without giving the phone up. Mm-hmm. And then whenever he took over, it's kind of like he realized, oh man, I got to start delegating. And he was like, Seth, we need to hire these people. We need somebody to answer the phone. So it just goes from him getting overloaded and giving that away, teaching my people how to delegate. And in 2020, I hired Kenley. 2026, we went from 4 trucks to 27 trucks. That's crazy. Because I just buy trucks now. That's my thing. Yeah. Like I don't buy new trucks.
You wouldn't even realize that if you wouldn't have stepped back
100%. I had no idea.
And seen the bigger picture.
I realized that I was so burnt out, and I was about to have a heart attack at 25, 26 years old. 20, whatever it is, 28. And I was like, I got to do something.
Yeah, but what I will say is, it's crazy because you're doing things that not your average 25 to 28-year-old is doing, right? Like, and so like, I know you probably a lot like, I could already tell we a lot alike in a lot of different ways, but you probably a lot like me as in a sense as in you feel like it has to be done perfect.
Oh yeah, every time.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it has to get done, and then if it's not, then you want to check and make sure that something did and it didn't, nothing messed up. You know what I mean? So I can see that, and where that would come, and it kind of would overwhelm you. Where would you like started having like problems?
Oh yeah, I mean
like heart problems, like for real.
Man, like just blood pressure. Like my dad's very big on check your blood pressure. Check your blood pressure. I'm like, I don't need to do that. And one day I checked it, and I'm bad with the numbers, but it was horrible. My dad was like, you need to go to the hospital. I was like, no, I just need to stop drinking Red Bulls. Right, that's what I need to do. That's just too much sugar. That's what it is. And it was really just stressing. I was managing it all, trying to pay the bills, getting late on paying the bills because I forgot. It's just you create a bad name for yourself if you don't delegate. It happens fast.
Did you struggle at first, like to actually let it go?
Oh yeah, I still struggle with it.
Listen, hey, I did the same. I went through the same thing. Yeah, it was the toughest, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but think up. Well, I was about to say we kind of have it a little bit. Well, I said it's mainly you, but we have it a little bit easier. Did you do this on your own? Just because we have somebody kind of guided?
So put it this way, I fast tracked it a little bit because I had hired somebody to kind of coach me and kind of push me through it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
did you have that?
That's
kind of the question.
No, look, I'll be honest. Kudos to you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
That's got to be super hard. Cause listen,
I
had a guy kind of over my shoulder who was like, "Hey, look." No, I was like, oh, hey, I'm going out with the guys and gonna go, He's like, no, you need to stay in the office. I'm like, damn, all right.
Yeah.
So I kind of stayed back, and look, I would stay in workout shit just so I didn't, for tennis shoes and shit, just so I didn't go out on these jobs. I did that for a couple months until finally I was like, you know what? No, just whatever. Now I gotta sit back. But hey, it was the hardest thing, bro.
Yeah, no, it really is just the giving up the power that you think you need. Or talking to all these customers and people when people can do it just as good as you.
Yeah.
You just got to accept that somebody can do it better. I hire people better than me. Like I'm not the best installer or the service technician, but I'm the best at running the company. And that's what I need them to be the best at their job.
I literally have the exact same mentality on that. Like, if anything, I want my people to be better than me at those things because, like, why else would I need to hire you, right?
That's right.
So, like, all my people, like, and we say that all the time, like, with Brand surpassed me in, editing videos. We have Andy. I can't even mess with anything he does. Like, he's like dude, he gets on Blender.
He's a wizard.
He gets on
with
Blender.
VFX.
I mean, even Duncan's better than me at video editing now at this point. I mean, it's just I'm a networker now. I go and I talk and I sell.
Networking, that's my favorite thing. I've made so many good relations with this. Speaking about the video and the editing and stuff, like I remember trying to do some of this stuff a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And my good friend Austin Belair, he has AB Films. He's my video guy. Like any videos you see with a nice backdrop, me not talking on an iPhone, it's him.
I'm gonna tell you now. We already kind of looked at your stuff, and me and Brand was talking. And I was like, damn. I was like, this dude is rolling. I was like, we gotta get him on as a client.
Yeah.
And then Brand was like, I don't think he's coming for us to get him on as a client. I was like, no, but I was like, I want to know who's doing his shit because it looks fire.
Yeah, man.
So whoever it is, like, shout out to
Belair.
you. Shout out to Austin Belair. Does a great job.
He has a good team, man, and I've grown with him. It was started with just me and Austin. Like he was the one videoing. He still comes shoots my videos because we don't do anything scripted. Just like this, like I cannot read off a teleprompter. He throws anything at me and I just spit out answers to it because I'm living it. Like it's not bullshit. I'm doing it every day, and that's what gives genuine answers.
Correct. I feel like too. Would you say that helped as far as you growing your channel, just because people can see through that fakeness and they can see that genuineness? Because like, dude, I'm talking to you right now. You're not from Lafayette, are you?
Oh, I'm from Vermilion Parish. I'm from south of Lafayette.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice.
Oh, yeah.
I hear the. So you south of 90.
I'm south of 90, south of 14. I'm like on the water. I'm basically like Homer of Vermilion Parish.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Yeah, so you basically on the water.
If you ever heard of Pecan Island or I'm from Pecan Island. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I'm originally from.
All right. So you basically got that down to bayou.
Oh,
Yeah.
No doubt.
I hear it. No, dude, that's crazy. That's actually really good too, though. I mean, that's just wild to even think about. But I don't know. That's just the delegating the task and all for you to be able to figure that stuff out on your own and not have the help.
Oh man, it's been hard. Look, I've wasted money. I've earned money, and I just feel like people are the biggest investment you can make. And I've hired so many wrong people, but that's part of it. You got to hire fast and fire fast.
Oh, I was about to say hire. The term that I heard is hire slow, fire fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you know what it was? It was hire fast, fire faster. That's the one I was thinking of. But we cut people, bro. I've lost 16 people in the last 7 months, and we're just returning them in. Like basically, look, it's so funny. It's called the Wolf Den, right? But I have this other guy that I watch too, and he said he'd rather have 10 wolves than 20 sheep. Because if they can't fit what I'm trying to build in this business, I'm wasting their time. I would just rather take them and place them at another company.
Yeah.
A competitor that I know is not doing what we're doing because they can't do what we're doing.
My question is for you is that not a high turnover rate? And does that not cost you in the long run whenever you turning over all these people so fast? And like,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just asking. You know
what
I mean?
It depends how much I invest in them. For instance, like if I take a technician, a seasoned technician from somewhere, we're going to invest in them. But there's this thing at Chapman's, and we call it getting chaptized, right? Because we do so much volume per capita, like per employee, that it freaks out people coming from other air conditioning places because they're used to running 4 or 5 calls a day, but we're running 60, 70, 80, 100 during the summer. We had 120 call day last summer. It's just so much volume that it will burn them out if you're not locked in. So for the young people coming over that have no air conditioning experience, we can either see it right away that if they really like this trade or not. If not, go to one of the slower companies.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where you're not going to hate this trade.
And you're not getting bombarded.
That's it, in 6 months.
Bottlenecked even, just because you're not fast enough or know what you're doing.
Are you finding the work, like people's work ethic now? I mean, obviously, I kind of know the answer from where my standpoint is, but I'm curious, in the AC industry, you finding people are not willing to work? Or is it hard to find?
Not at all. They want to make the most amount of money while doing the least amount possible. And I think I'm like the old school mentality where you do more than you get paid for, then you will get paid for more than what you do.
You been watching the podcast?
Dude? Somebody said that?
Oh yeah,
that's Austin's favorite.
No kidding,
Austin.
huh?
Yeah.
Dude, that's one of my favorite sayings.
So
And that's what I tell my guys.
Well, to all of the people out there that want to.
Listen, they jumped all over my ass for that.
Austin
saying
has
that,
so
they were
much
like,
shit.
that's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And then you go look up their profile, some fucking...
So, but this is what I want to. This is all I want to say to it. Successful businessman,
Yeah.
that's building companies. Y'all both own multi-million-dollar functioning companies.
Yeah.
I think what y'all saying is right. Probably is more right than the dude that's eating fucking Doritos and
Exactly.
typing on the Twitter
wearing his
keyboard.
COVID mask.
Yeah, wearing whatever the
Want
hell
to
he's
get paid,
doing, right?
$100,000 a year for. It doesn't make sense. It's not. If that's the case, go open your own business. That's what I tell them.
Well, then that's what I see, and then you see so many people they're gonna get hit a lot harder with life than what they expect. Because like a lot of people say, the grass isn't greener on the other side always,
it's
right?
where you water it. That's right.
So it's just like.
Well, no, look, the same people that are disagreeing with us in the business practices that we're talking about is the same. It's like that girl that said, well, I mean, what do you mean? I can solve the problem easy. If you're homeless, just buy a house.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So like they want they want it all, but they have no work ethic and they just lazy and don't even want to.
I mean, it's that easy, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like what somebody you tell people like they look at you like, oh yeah, I got all this success. It only took me fucking 15 years to
that's
make.
it.
Like,
Right.
So sleepless nights and looking at your bank account, making sure you're gonna make payroll in 2 weeks. Yeah. That's it. And look, that's what I like talking about because I feel like nobody in the air conditioning world for sure talks about how hard it is, and they look at companies that do multi-millions, that do 8 figures a year, whatever it is, and they're like, oh man, they got $4 million in the bank. Like, no, dude, that's typically not the case. It's so much harder than what a lot of people make it out to be on social media. So I talk about the hard things. I really talk about. I just put a video out the other day about. Oh man, what was it? I might have not posted it yet. It was about people thinking that whenever you make it, you have 27 trucks on the road, that you got $1 million in the bank sitting all the time. I'm like, but that's not the case. Sometimes you might be waiting on $500,000, and you're like, oh man, that's my payroll. So where does that $500,000 come from?
got to take a line of credit.
Yeah, you get to take a line of credit.
You know, the biggest thing for me to realize, like the delegation part of it was, and it's something I never thought about because I was so busy and caught up with the business, but it's like the family aspect.
Oh yeah,
Like,
oh,
dude,
man,
that's huge.
hard.
So listen, like I didn't really kind of, now I understand it because I experienced it for the first time once I was able to truly delegate and not even worry about my phone.
Yeah.
My wife was like, man, that's the first time we had a vacation and like you didn't even worry about your phone and we just kind of did family stuff. I'm like, oh shit. Like at first it kind of made me feel like shit because I'm thinking, damn man, was I really that much? But
Did you just backtrack on us?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
What you mean? No, we're talking about because goddamn, you fucking on my train of thought.
My bad. I was sorry. I thought he was talking about. I thought we was going into when he was talking about the making payroll and stuff.
Well, no, he was talking.
I'm sorry.
Damn,
No, that's why I was confused. I was confused. My bad.
No, but to that point, I'm just saying like it kind of. Oh damn, fuck my whole train of thought up.
But I feel it too.
I
It's
really
like
got confused.
plateaus you reach where you can pull yourself out and you're like, damn, I got all this free time now, and you don't realize how consumed you were.
No, it really was. It's this crazy thing.
Yeah, I do. I'm still dealing with it. Right now, I feel like I'm at the top of this plateau where I pulled myself back in because it's like last year we did great, right? The most revenue I ever made, but the least amount of profit I ever made. And I was like, oh shit, what did I do wrong? And it's because I'm at the top of this plateau, and it's like every little bit in air conditioning, it's like maybe 0 to $500,000, then maybe like 1 million to 3 million, 5 million to 7 million. And then once you break 10 million, then it levels off again. You start being profitable. But we're in that $7 to $10 million area, and it's like I feel like I have to be involved every single day, nose to the grindstone. And I'm like, man, my phone never stops. I feel like I'm a technician again. But I'm at the top of that plateau. And look, I have a little girl now. So that really changed it. Like my little girl's 22 months. So, and I've grown so much in these 22 months. I'm like, man, how do people do it with big companies? Like when do they sleep? When do they go on vacation? My wife's talking about vacation. I'm like, oh yeah, we need to go on vacation. But I mean, like, can I go on vacation?
Well, I'm thinking about y'all. Like I don't even have kids yet. That's why I was about to ask you with the kid scenario because Austin has 3. You have
I have 1. Yeah.
So I don't even have no kids. So like I don't have that. I I was about to say something wrong. I was about to say I don't have that burden. It's not a burden, okay? I'm not saying kids are a burden. Let's not take that. I'm not saying that. I'm about to get that hate. I'm not meaning it like that, but I don't have that weight, that extra weight that I have to worry
responsibility.
about. Right? I don't have that responsibility. There we go.
Yeah.
Better word for it,
Burden
right?
in the sense of more to handle, not burden in the sense of, oh, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love kids. All right, let's get that right. So, besides the point, I just don't have that yet, so I don't really experience that as hard as, I got to go make this family time. So my mind is always, no matter what, I'll go home, it don't matter, I'm still working.
Yeah, you're still working.
So it's just, but y'all have to literally think about that and make the time. And
True.
Like say stop. Like Andy even pointed out to me, for Andy was literally like, yeah, man, I had to spend time with my wife and kid. And like whenever I say spend time with him this weekend, he was like, I really had to like invest time into them.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, okay, Andy. I was like,
Well, look, for the first time, like even this weekend, we went into a little dance competition and did that whole thing. When I got in Monday, I had to ask Josh. I said, "Hey, how did everything go? How's the jobs running?" Like, I didn't even know. Like, that was the first first. You know, I mean,
and he's like, "It's fine. Why are you worried about it?"
Yeah, and I did look, and I didn't even worry about it all weekend, and it was, everything's good Monday mornings.
Yeah. Oh man, the kids have changed. I remember I used to be so ready for daylight savings time to end or start, whenever you get more daylight in the afternoon, whichever route that is. Because I'd be outside until dark every single day. But I put my little girl to bed every night. I love putting her to bed. We do bath and bedtime. 7:30, she's asleep. So now I'm like, damn, I gotta be inside at 7:30, and then like it's still light until 9 o'clock or whatever it is. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out on doing whatever,
Well, I feel like it's like I saw somebody say something before in another podcast. And it was like, life is like a bunch of buckets, and you got to fill up these buckets with the right amount of rocks or whatever, and make sure each one is full, whether it be putting family time, business time, your hobbies, whatever it is, just making sure that all the buckets are full.
Yeah.
But no, I like that. That's good shit.
I feel like if we had to categorize your thing, your buckets would be all fucked up in a room, just like half filled, all thrown all over the place. Well, I mean, they got buckets everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
But no, so now you're rolling and stuff like that. Where do you see is gonna take you on the next like 5? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
My ideal, I talked about my 5-year plan the other day. My ideal 5-year plan is to have 40 trucks on the road. I don't know. It's either gonna have to happen soon or not at all, because, like I said, we're at that plateau where I felt like we didn't make any. I didn't feel like we didn't make any money last year, comparable to our gross revenue. And I've read so much and I've listened to people, and I'm like, I gotta cross that 10 million threshold to start making money again, which that means another 10 trucks on the road, but that's keeping that many more people busy all the time.
You know what's crazy though? And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we can have this conversation obviously off air. But I could tell you some ideas and some stuff, because look, we went through the same thing.
Yeah.
The last year we had kind of the same. We did a good bit of revenue, but it was like
where's all the money at?
Yeah, but we figured out, and it was through the consultant and things like that. He showed us different ways and different things that we changed.
Yeah.
And dude,
Oh yeah, I would love to.
The margins this year are substantially going to be different than they were last year.
Really?
Just by swapping up a few things.
Oh, that's
neat. And when
I need that.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, this was
just structure.
Yeah.
Just straight
it was
structure.
Mostly structure, and we were calculating. Like I got my guys now calculating things that they weren't even focused on. Look, down to the simple things of lunch.
Yeah.
Look, like lunches at the shop. Like I provide lunches for the guys now. And that was something I wasn't doing, but now
they don't have to leave.
This is the deal. So before, they were busy working, doing their thing, and a lot of them, look, everybody, if you don't watch, they're not gonna clock out. They're not gonna do this. They're gonna take the advantage of being on the clock. And
they're gonna be a human.
And they're gonna, I gotta go do this, go get lunch. So I can't. Well, it was kind of a joint thing. We're trying to find ways where we can save money and add costs back in. Well, it was the lunch thing. So I'm like, look, what if we provide lunches? And because, the first thing you say, oh, look, y'all got to take your hour lunch. And I'm like, oh, man, well, now you're cutting into my hours, and it becomes a negative thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm like, look, how can I turn this negative into a positive? I'm like, well, how about this? Look, I bought this fancy little fridge thing downstairs, a little display fridge. And I said, well, look, what if we provide lunches? Now, They got breakfast, lunch, and different things, items they can pick, snacks and all kind of stuff throughout the day. Hey, you can come get your thing, but one thing I ask, you got to clock out your hour for lunch every day. If you're here and not on a physical job, you got to clock out.
Yeah.
And
So
do
the
it.
cost of paying for the lunches is exceeded by the saving that time and getting it right.
Yeah, we're saving like
Well, no. In his case was the cost of him providing lunch to everybody in the company was less than him having to pay for everybody to work through lunch.
correct.
Or the negative effect of making them clock out for lunch.
Correct.
No, he's making them clock out for
Well,
lunch.
but if they
That's what I was-
before
that's
the
what I was-
Correct.
That's what I said.
So it
That's what I said. It's exceeded.
Correct. Yes.
by
Correct. Yes.
the-
Yes.
by that.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I just like
No, I
don't?
didn't say
Yeah.
that's a good idea, but
But no, dude, and it's crazy. And like I think today within, I think it's been 9 months. I've gained, just now that's a smaller part of it, but let's say $20,000.
Yeah.
We recouped.
That,
I thought
that
it was
fast.
more. I thought you
Well,
was-
no.
I thought
Now,
it was like 13 a month. or
no,
something.
But it takes
listen.
some next
Over the
level thinking to
8-9
figure that
months,
out.
just funds that we recouped that we call he calls the blood wall effect, where we were bleeding out money.
Yeah.
And look, what we regained in 8-9 months, we're totaled up right now is almost 800,000
That's nuts.
of what we just things we swapped up.
Yeah.
Now that's the money we recouped as far as what.
Think about
huge.
that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, it.
But,
Crazy.
and
I
you
know
got to
you- and I
realize
know you
that's some
own a lot
next
of stuff.
level.
Yeah.
That's,
Properties.
I mean, I got all kind of stuff.
Trucks,
Yeah. Air conditioning's like
vehicles,
my baby, but I do, you know,
You got
I got a bunch of stuff. I got
investments.
other businesses.
I
Yeah.
was about to say, do you want to? I'm sorry, Duncan. We could get back to wherever you.
No,
I
go
know
ahead.
you were saying. What is some of your other? Do you want to throw
Yeah,
out
we
some
can
of the
talk
things?
about anything, yeah.
What are some of the other businesses?
So I have a sporting goods store, like a little. It's like a convenience store without gas. It's called Perry Outfitters. It's in Perry, Louisiana.
Okay.
I sell Hunt's Brothers Pizza. I sell beer, boudin.
Hell yeah.
We make all kind of stuff. They can come in and get bread, milk if they want, and I got all fishing, tackle, hunting supplies, live, mental, artificial.
So basically,
I got everything. I'm a one-stop shop.
this is his personal store
Yeah, exactly.
that you get to write off.
I
at.
was spending $100,000 a year probably on fucking hunting and fishing and food. So now it's like it's free, but the business pays for it.
Correct.
And
I like
now
that.
the business employs 8 people and
Yeah, so it's like a hobby, but it's funded. It's being funded.
exactly it's
I
being
like
funded.
over
Yeah, no, it's cool. And I mean, I got a farm. I got a couple hundred acres, and so that was the point I was saying. I in quotations retired my dad from the oil field, so he works for Chapman's AC now, but he just kind of does whatever.
Where you got the 100 acres at?
I bought it. It's in Esther.
Uh-huh.
It's where I grew up. I bought some old family land that was kind of undivided, and we crawfish it and rice farm it. I don't farm the rice. I have a rice farmer, but my dad crawfishes it. Kind of gives him like something to do. He's a hobby
Yeah.
farmer, you know.
Oh yeah. No, that's fire.
Yeah,
you
so-
literally living the dream.
I
mean,
love it. Yeah.
You need to go check out Austin's places. He got like a nice little farm out
Really?
here. Like he does like a lot of the homestead and chickens. The whole
Oh, that's
nine
cool,
yards.
man. My
I
wife.
made my kids a little egg business, so they sell we got like 80 chickens, and so they
Dang,
sell
oh, you
like
produce some eggs
oh
then.
what?
Dude, I
We
feel
just
like
started buying eggs from a local person too.
Mm.
I feel like you just a jack of all trades. Like
I
you
try
put your
to do
hands
it
into
all.
like a little bit of everything, huh?
And that's whenever the delegation thing, when I gave up my position and I gave it to Kinley and I kind of worked on the business a little more, I bought I got 2 stores. I bought my first store in 23. It was just a building. I turned it into a store. And then I bought my second one in 24. That one's a little slower. But I have markets. Like if you're going to go crabbing or fishing, you have to pass one of the stores. Yeah. So that was my big thing. I'm a big hunter, so I stock shotgun shells and I don't sell guns though, because that's honestly hard. I'd have to have an FFL and then I'd have to be there every day, and I can't.
Oh,
It's too-
because your name is tied to the FFL.
my name's not the FFL, or you got to have somebody competent enough. And my people are competent, but we're such a high volume store.
Yeah,
selling
one
biscuits.
slip up, then that's
done.
just something you don't need to
Oh
worry.
yeah, I was like, no guns. No
it
guns.
ain't that much of it. Nah, if it was a big money maker, then
Exactly.
no way.
No, my store is
If you
1,000
making,
square feet.
if you
Like I don't have
making
room.
multiple
Yeah.
profits of millions,
Yeah.
let's talk about it. But
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's still
Yeah, no, that's it. It's fun, but I sell the hell out of some ammunition. 22s, all the farmers come buy their 22s from me. I'm like the stop for duck hunting in the morning. Like I'm sure y'all have one of those around here
Oh,
where
yeah.
everybody stops and get
Yeah,
their
yeah,
biscuit,
yeah.
their Red Bull, and some shells, and they go hunting. and like that's my little store.
That would be cool. I mean, and you get to talk to Seth whenever you come
Yeah,
in.
that's it.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Oh, I was gonna say, did whenever you was talking about the business and Chapman's being like your main one, and then y'all going with your 5-year plan, going to 40 trucks.
Yeah.
I want to know, has anybody ever approached to buy out?
Oh yeah. Actually, just recently, and of course, I signed that whole NDA, but I got offered to buy out for 8 figures, and I turned them down as of right now.
That's
and
so crazy. You have to have some discipline for that.
It was hard because I'm like, okay, well, if they offered me 8 figures right now, what are they going to offer me? I went from 4 trucks to 27 trucks in 6 years. What am I going to do in 10 years? It might not be that substantial growth, but at least if I add 10 more trucks to the fleet in the next 5 years, and then I learn how to become extremely profitable, what are they going to come and offer me at that point?
Yeah, because at the bottom line, your profits where you get you.
That's it.
That's what they're going to go off you.
Yeah.
And your value goes up, even if, say, the profits leveled out and just kind of stayed the same over that time. The established history
That's it. It's
back
huge.
behind it shows that it's a steady business.
I should have another
So you'd be able to
10,000
sell more.
customers maybe.
Oh, yeah.
So it was hard to turn it down because I'm stressed all the time. But I feel like if I would have named this like air conditioning, whatever it is, and not Chapman's AC, it's like it's my baby. This is what fed me. I built it from nothing out of a Toyota Camry. I'm like, it's hard to sell something like that. I'm what is it? Maybe I'm too prideful. I forget what the word people would use for that. But I'm like, I can't let it go. I got to keep it. I got to keep it.
It's not
Sentimental.
Yeah, sentimental. I was about to say, I wouldn't say it's a pride thing because, like, at the end of the day, which I don't know, I wouldn't tie money with pride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't-
sentimental
yeah.
for sure. So I'm not saying I won't ever sell, but as of right now and the foreseeable future, I don't ever plan on it. And I'm not very into the whole big money
monopolization of things.
private equity stuff.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not big into it because I'm afraid that all of my I have 9,800 customers. They're gonna be like, that dude sold out, and it is not the same. Even though it's still Chapman's now, Chapman's whatever. It's not the same as whenever he was running it.
Yeah, it kind of loses.
It loses its homey feeling.
Let me be real with you. I've seen that happen to specifically AC companies.
Yeah.
All over around here. Like I seen it with my own eyes happen.
Yeah.
And people saying exactly what you're saying.
I hear it too. It's the notion that private equity
Ruin
even if it's the company that's buying you, they have good intentions. The people above them, BlackRock, whoever it is, they do not. You're a number, and I don't want my customers to become a number. So that's really my.
Well, that too, and then I would say even you. I would say you care too about, like you said at the beginning. You're in the business of employing people. You wanna supply people and know that you're providing for these families and stuff, right?
And I feel like I'm going to learn their processes and procedures. Like these big companies that buy people out, they have everything in place. They have playbooks, and they might even be able to offer my employees better stuff than I can give them right now because I'm learning and growing. And they probably have the whole 401k, full insurance, the whole thing plan wrote out that I may not be able to offer just yet, but it will get there eventually. And that's how it's enticing to a lot of
I would say
HVAC people.
I would say it might be enticing, but then let's stop and think for a second. The grass ain't always greener. So what you're saying right there, they might be able to offer you these things and all right, you become a number. With you, hey, you could call my phone and I'll talk to you.
That's
and
it.
I'm talking to the boss and you know what I mean? And you could be real with them and
100%.
hey, this is what it is. This is what we're doing. You're not just a number. You're actually a part of the company.
Yeah.
But on a real note, let me ask you this, and you ain't gotta say no real number or throw out even a number at all. But I'm just curious because I know the way I think, and I just want to know. An
You ask
opinion.
her what will
No,
be the
I'm
number?
saying,
What will be the number?
do you have a certain number in your head? If somebody was to come up to you and say, "Hey, bro, I just want to offer you this."
Oh yeah.
Okay. I know you do, because look,
Everybody, you have it.
you got to. Listen, you building a business for a reason. We ain't just doing it for bullshit.
Is it 9 or 10 digits?
It's 9 digits. Yeah.
Yep.
And and it's not even that I'm that far off from ever getting to that number from them because the person that offered to buy me out, they bought another company for 9 digits. And I was like, that would I could take the brunt of that and give 10 of my employees $500,000 and be like, I'm sorry if it doesn't go right.
Right.
Hopefully it goes right.
Yeah, you take care of the ones that
You take care of the ones that took care of you, you know?
Yeah.
And when you get to that size, you can do the 9 digits and say, and a residual paycheck for 5 years. So
Yeah.
keep you going.
That's exactly it. So yeah, it would be 9 digits for sure. Yeah. At least that's my number. I don't know how realistic it is within 10 years, but you never know.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I just want to keep growing. I want to buy trucks. I want 40 trucks in a row. That number's always been in my head. I never thought I'd have 27 this fast. And the whole truck thing I was talking about, I don't buy any new trucks. 2006 is my oldest. 2021 is my newest. I buy trucks that I can pay for cash, whether it's $20,000 or $30,000. I don't take notes on them. It might be a $4,500 truck, like a 2013 with 150,000 miles that somebody rotated out of their fleet. I have an in-house mechanic. So I got car lifts and everything. Like I said, I'm a truck guy.
Right,
so I got a truck that goes down, broken ball joint. It goes to the house, change ball joints, back on the road that afternoon. No other air conditioning company anywhere around here that I know of can do it that fast.
You basically kind of, I like the way you're building things. You're building everything to be operational, to be a one-man
That's
show.
it. I want it all in-house. I used to be the mechanic. That's something I left out earlier. I was the mechanic, you know. I had a bunch of old trucks. I had to keep them on the road. I didn't have the money to outsource. Yeah, go send that truck to the Ford dealership. And no, I had to fix it.
Yeah, plus wait 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, like no way.
Honestly, I take it for granted. Like, we kind of got that over here, and we don't utilize. I mean, I'm sure you do.
What?
You helped out Andy the other day, but I mean, you have a fucking shop full of mechanics in the back. I mean,
Yeah.
if he ever needs your oil change or whatever,
You can
also
do it.
just pulls up to the back. Hey, y'all put some air in my tire, whatever
Uh-huh.
the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is. Look, that's the way to do it. So you ain't got to deal with all that other.
Yeah, it gets to that point, you know. And I'm not saying I won't ever buy new trucks, but what's allowed me to get so many trucks on the road with so many people is buying used, cheaper trucks. I always buy a truck and then I find somebody to put in it.
Yeah.
I throw them to the wolves. That's what I call it.
Well, at the same time too, you're actually doing another like subliminal type of marketing right there.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing you're wrapping these trucks.
Every
all
truck,
right?
yeah, they're all camo. Every
So-
single truck.
Boom, you throw that out there.
Yeah.
You have a moving digital.
Yeah, when it's a
digital board.
brand, it
Yeah.
becomes brand.
Yeah,
Everybody that
it's-
sees the
it's
camo
branding.
truck, they
Yeah, they know. They automatically know. That was my whole thing. The trucks used to be white with blue and red letters, and one day when I saw old school camo coming back, 2020-ish maybe, I was like, I got to jump on that and get ahead of it. And then sure enough, every single clothes brand and hat brand has old school camo trucks, and my trucks are all already old school camo.
So what's the color of your logo?
The logo is now white with the Chapman's part is white with maybe a red outline, and it's on the old school.
Okay.
It's on the old school camo.
I was just thinking like, you didn't do bright orange?
Yeah, no, I thought about it. I thought about like the hunter's orange type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But I was worried it wasn't gonna flow well. We actually did a couple of renderings of it. And I was like,
It didn't look that
it didn't
best?
look good on that because my camo has a lot of tan in it,
Okay.
so it didn't flow well with the color scheme.
And that's good too, because like every company's got white vans and the
Yeah.
white,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So
It
something
was
that
different.
sticks out like that.
People
Different.
talk about it, whether they like it or they don't. They're talking about it. That was
Yeah.
that was my thing.
No publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? No, dude, that's crazy. I like that.
except for the guy's truck. Y'all seen that thing? That was kind of crazy. The guy sold his truck, forgot to take his logo off. I say forgot to take his logo off. He sold it like through some auction thing.
Oh, and they saw it in there.
They sent it overseas.
Yeah.
And they got
And
a
it was-
machine gun.
Yeah, it was a machine gun mounted to it,
Oh
dude.
my
He got so much hate for that.
Dude, that's
like
actually-
it was like he had something to do with the war.
Yeah.
Like he's providing them with. Yeah, that's crazy.
That
Yeah, I
dude's
did see
that
that.
dude's website must have went down like 50 million.
Oh
times
yeah,
that day.
dude. They had people shitting them death threats and shit.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Like he was providing the
I hear you
Iraqis
sell a
with,
truck.
with trucks. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's one truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
It still had his phone number on it too.
Full logo. I think it was a plumbing company.
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was.
do
Poor
you
guy.
do you have any of those, like any type of like, I don't know, like secret things that you keep in your head that you do like marketing wise that like other people kind of aren't doing it yet?
Oh yeah. I don't even know if it's so
Not
much.
like not necessarily secret, but you know what I mean. Like so, like one of the things like be a good example would be on Shark Tank. I saw, they saw one of the sharks was in the area, so they had all of the trucks with their wraps or whatever
Yeah.
go and surround and start just driving by where they knew that the person would be shopping or whatever.
Yeah.
So like just things like that,
Man, I'm pretty big on joining these community Facebook pages.
Mm-hmm.
Every subdivision's Facebook page, I'll try and join it. Sometimes you got to be a resident, but whatever. I would say one of my downfalls is I'm always on my phone. I'm addicted to the phone, but I'm also fast. I'm a problem solver, and solving people's problems fast gets work. So somebody posts, I need air conditioning work. I'm usually the first one to comment on it, or somebody tags me, and I've made it the cool thing to do where we get tagged. Of course, we're gonna have people that use other companies that tag them, but we have such a huge social media following between my organic growth and my personal page and my Chapman's TikToks that we get tagged for like everything. And if you click on anybody looking for air conditioning work, there's going to be 15 or 20 Chapman's tags and like 3 of this one, 4 of this one. We always outnumber it.
Well, that's great, especially in the business that you're in, because it's a trust business.
Yeah.
Like, and then at the end of the day, you kind of right about what you just said about, if I'm like the first person or whatever, because like, think about it. If somebody's sweating in their house, shit, if I'm sweating in my house and my AC's broken, I need you here yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't need you here in 2 hours. I need you here yesterday.
Yeah, it's big.
So it's like, that's probably how you secure, I would assume, most
fast,
of your work.
just fast response. That's my thing. We and I train my guys like they're always, all my guys, they have to be bought into the company. Like they are marketers themselves. They need to go out and when they talking to people, just introduce, hey, I'm Seth. Yeah, I work for Chapman's AC. You're always putting bugs in people's ears because people don't, unless they're your close friend, they're not going to remember Chapman's AC. They have to remember because they saw the billboard, they saw the Facebook, they saw the TikTok, they saw the sticker, the truck, and it just becomes repetitive. What is that word in marketing where, you see the same thing so many times, it's the first thing that comes to mind when you're
subconscious.
Yeah.
It's subliminal branding.
Yeah.
So I'm smiling right now because you honestly do know a lot about the marketing side of things and stuff. So who does your marketing right now?
I do all my own marketing, all of it. I tried a company, and all they did was manage my SEOs.
Shit, sound like you might need to delegate.
Yeah.
Hey, no, Ari, mate. Like he got a lot going on. Look, I know we can help you.
Yeah.
I know for a fact we can help you, but I'm not pushing myself on you.
Man.
I'm gonna let you come to me whenever you're ready to make that jump. But
that's what I'm so bad at Google. I don't know Google whatsoever. I started out on Facebook, and I learned the Facebook algorithm. Now they're always changing it, but really organic growth. And then I know what people want to see and how they want to see it, and I know how to use keywords and attract people's attention. A good example of this is, we were getting 2023. We were getting a small hurricane season. It was kind of ramping up. So I made a post on my personal page. I was like, hey, look, hurricane season's coming. We install generators. I have 60 months interest-free financing. Just message me. I'll give you a quote. And I sold 60 generators in like 3 months. I mean, it was nuts. We did $1 million in 3 months on generators alone.
Generators.
My first year doing generators. And it was just from one Facebook post. All of that was from one Facebook post. So I kind of figured it out. But like I said, I don't know Google. I don't even know what I'm ranked on Google.
Google is one of those ones where it's just it also keeps like the algorithm keeps up with everything that you posted on socials and all, but then you also need to do stuff like on your website back end, on your SEO, on that stuff, on your Google, posting on your Google business profile and updating the things and being consistent with that. So there's a lot of different things that Brand could tell you more because like I said,
yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to have that conversation.
Brand knows more about it than what I do. So at the end of the day, yeah, there's definitely some things, but like I said, I'm not forcing myself. I'm not trying to sell you nothing. If you want,
like learning,
yeah,
man.
If you like something that we got and it looks shiny to you, come play with our toys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I just like the whole setup over here too, man. I mean, that's neat. I mean, you're doing something right. That's what's cool.
Appreciate that. Do y'all have anything that y'all want to specifically ask? What's
crazy
what
is
we looking at on time right now. I'm just
Anything,
curious. So we need to go for about 20 or 30.
Well, no, what I think is crazy is, I just went through that whole transition of kind of restructuring, doing some different things, and then hearing somebody talk about the same things
that you've been doing, but
they've been doing. But look, yeah, I mean,
it's a struggle for
No, it is a struggle. But what's crazy is you're figuring it out. Like, look, I figured it out. I just didn't know how to approach it right away. But I kind of look. Don't get me wrong. It cost me a pretty penny to do what I just did, but it was a game changer.
Do you have a CFO? Like a chief financial officer in house that says, yeah, you can go buy that right now, or no, don't do it, or you doing that?
Yes, and technically yes, and technically no. So yeah,
I didn't have one.
It's like a half and half.
Yeah, but yeah, it's becoming to that point where
I'm in the process of third party and one out right now to come spend like 2 or 3 days a week, because a good example is like this past summer, like I said, we didn't make a whole lot of money. It would come down to like my payroll's $260,000 a month. I think that was my worst month. And then let's say I have $500,000 left in the bank, whatever it was. And then I get my parts house bill, and it was $400,000. I'm like, something ain't right here. And then my payroll in another 2 weeks is going to be 130 grand. I'm like, well, hold on. Where's it going? It's because we were overspending on payroll, thinking that I needed all these people to do this amount of work when I wasn't at that point to need all those people
Correct.
yet. But
You're
I
putting
had
more unbillable hours than you were billable.
Exactly. Way more billable hours. So I realized my payroll could have been $200,000 for the month instead of $260, because whenever these guys would finish up this job at noon and these guys were like, man, we got 4 hours left, I'd send 4 people on that job. Well, there goes all the profit.
For that job.
Because I'm like, I want to keep my guys busy. I want them to do well and make money. But I was so blind by just giving and giving and
because
giving.
you're not charging for them on that job.
Yeah.
So it's almost
You
like
lost it.
So it's almost like you can grow too fast and it can hurt you. Almost pretty much.
I should have always, I always said those old guys at the parts houses sitting drinking coffee. They're like, "Oh, don't grow too fast. You're gonna outwork yourself." Look, I'm sure y'all have seen the it resonated with me. The School of Hard Knocks guy, where he says, "Stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough." And I grew so fast, real quick, and it hit me at one time in 25, and I was like, "Damn, what did I do? I've made more money when I made $3 million than." 7 or 8.
I seen the same thing somebody talking about. I think that might be what he was talking about. Yeah, the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, School of Hard Knocks. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he kind of like had to tell the guy or whatever. He was like, I wanted to tell you. He kind of was like giving the guy like a presentation on how he can make more money or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was basically showing him like, hey, you made this much money in here, but then you had to. You was stressing out and you was doing double the work and all, and then you didn't make more profit.
Yeah.
Actually, that was
But 10 times the headache.
that was one of our people that we just mentioned this guy on another on the last podcast we had, but that was actually Jeremy Landry who actually told me about that the other day. We had a meeting with him and he was telling us about this company, and basically they kind of do some of the same things that they do. And he was like, yeah, dude, this year like we're gonna do like 80, 90 million. And then he was like, yeah, but then like what's your profit or whatever it's gonna be? He's like, I looked at it and he's like, well, I'm making the same amount that I did last year, and we only did 40 last year, but I have double the work, double the headache, double the stress. And he's like, well, dude,
Double the problems.
you're fucking stupid. That's
why are you doing it?
Correct.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like I was so excited. I always told myself in business, I was like, I want to do $1 million a month. I was like, I got to do $1 million a month. And I finally did my $1 million a month, and dude, I made like 40 grand. I was like, what? I had 16,000 in sheetrock repairs. My fuel bill was 10,000 more. My payroll was 80,000 more. And I'm like, I didn't make no money. 40 grand. I was like, that could have been one mess up.
Mm-hmm.
We could have flooded somebody's house or something. So that $1 million a month, I thought was gonna be like, oh, the end all be all, and it didn't do shit for me. I was like, that was not it. I got to figure this out. That's what kind of did it for me. It was towards the end of summer. It might have been June. Yeah. All we get is no. It was August, the last month of heavy summer. Before September, and
We're doing. I'm just listening to this right now, and it's pumping me up because it pumps me up because like, look, I love to see and hear if people succeed and then doing the fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
But then it also makes me also thinking. I'm just thinking like, fuck, this might be why some people like kill themselves and shit.
100%.
Like,
I see it,
dude. You fucking dealing with like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then like, what if something does happen? Like
what
you
if
just said,
happens?
like we flood a house or whatever, and then fuck, you got.
Yeah.
Insurance company coming out.
Like
oh
people
God.
always get like they hate on CEOs and business owners. Oh, you got all this money. Why are you doing all this? Like, why are they getting paid more? Especially those people who are like, nobody should be paid this much.
Yeah.
And it's like, because you're taking all the risk. And even if you've got a multi-million dollar company, it's sometimes and most of the time one fuck up away from that being gone. And unlike a normal person, if you fuck up, you go find another job.
That's it.
As a business owner, if you fuck up, all these people losing their jobs, right?
That's
you can get sued.
So stressful.
You could be screwing over a lot of people, not even just yourself.
Yeah, I got 30-something people that rely on me every day to keep the doors open, and I try and explain to them. I like talking numbers to my guys now, and I used to be afraid to tell them these numbers. I'm like, guys, every single day we have to profit $10,000, and I said, how much money did you make today? How much money did you cost me? Let's look at your callbacks. And we do training and stuff. And I'm like, if we don't have 10,000 today, guess what? We need 20,000 tomorrow.
Well, I like that you said that because honestly, a lot of people in a lot of businesses, they don't. And I'm actually more like you. I tell all my people pretty much know what's going on and what they're doing. Like for a majority in the company that know like what we actually doing. That way they have a better understanding of things too. Because You know, like
If they think you're just rich, then
yeah,
they don't want to work.
that's
right?
what I'm saying. Like, and they're like, oh, I'm just making money for this rich ass or whatever. And I'm just like, motherfucker, like you don't understand. Like, I make less
money than some of y'all.
I make less money than that motherfucker right there.
Yeah.
And I joke about him being poor on the podcast. Like,
No, it's crazy, dude.
like, so it's just like people don't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't understand. That's why I like being transparent with them, showing them.
Well, it's helpful too because then it ties your work as an employee directly to how much you could make. Because everybody's like, oh, if you put in more, you get, you can get out more, that kind of thing. But when you see that amount and it's like, okay, the company's only making this much. You want that raise? Put in the work so the company will make more, and then we'll have the money to do that.
It has to be able to offset.
But if you don't put in that extra work, company's not going to grow, and then you can't grow with it.
That's right. It can't just be, oh, congratulations on 3 years. Here's $5. You know, that's not. What have you done in the last year to warrant $5?
So like that's what, like we trying to figure out too. And a couple of things that we like. I got employees and stuff that's coming up soon that they could be getting pay raises and things of that nature. And also that's things that I'm trying to navigate too and figure out, how we gotta look at this. Like I'm probably gonna look at them and be like, all right, what do you think? Like, what do you think your worth is, and what do you think based on what's going on? Like, where do you feel you're at right now? And then let's look at it and let's talk about it from a percentage point of view. This is what we're doing as a company. This is where we need to be at. Let's get here so that we can be able to do this, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. How many employees does your company have? It's pretty big.
So Patriot. Well, I mean, between the two, we got about right over 50.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a burden. Payroll's a burden for sure.
Oh yeah.
What Patriot got? Like I would say, like 20.
Yeah, let's say about 20. There's about 25 per company.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, like I said, I slimmed down because I was like, whoa, we got to figure out my numbers. Then, we need people for the summer. So I slowly build back up people. I like to promote from within. I'm real big on taking a helper. And once I realize that he can be in a truck, put him in a truck.
Yeah.
And then I see him flourish. And then put a helper with him. And then, that helper gets a truck.
Are you was asking Austin about CFOs and stuff like that. Are you building those processes out for yourself? Like I heard you say that you have an operational manager now.
Yeah.
You starting to maybe hire like a third party, somebody like
so
CFO.
I do it. So I have an operations manager, service manager, install manager, office manager, and then I have my HR. I got 6 ladies in the office, and I have 3 men managers. Well, nobody is a certified CPA in the business, right? I mean, I basically, we would just spin. Oh, I need that. Let's go buy it. I need that. Let's go buy it. Well, I basically was like, all right, I need somebody to come in here and be like, no, Seth, you want that pencil? You need to wait a week. Down to almost that crazy. Like I'm a spender, but I invest everything back into the company. So I spend for the company, but that'll hurt a company hard. I want my guys to have all Milwaukee tools, right?
You're literally going through it right now.
Every truck has Milwaukee field piece, all the nicest stuff. Where they do need that to perform their jobs, but I can tone it down sometimes, and I need somebody to tell me that.
See that, and literally with us right now, we are struggling with that. So I have that person that came in, and she's starting to like let me know like, yeah, we can spend this, and we're going over numbers every single week, and no, you can't do that or whatever. But I almost need her to start being more aggressive with me because I'm still like, I was looking at numbers today, and for the month of January, we made a substantial amount of money, but then we ended up like overspending. Like our expenses went over $7,000 of what we spent, so I ended up making like zero profit for the month of January. But then I look back and I was like, oh, that's true. We did buy 2 brand new $4,000 computers and NAS that has
some things can wait.
$3,000 or whatever. And some things can.
And I'm very, like I said, speed, right? I gotta buy. I make a decision. I'm gonna go buy it. I give myself an hour to make non-life-threatening, life-altering decisions. If it's life-altering, 24 hours. That's it. If it's going to change the course of how I see, 24 hours. If not, all my guys know this too. You have an hour to make a non-life-altering decision. That means, do I buy tires for that truck? Do I need to buy a Milwaukee set for this truck? Give me a second to think about it, and then go from there.
Yeah, actually.
Fuck, I'm not going to him for a gunshot wound. He's going to be like, let me think on it for a whole day. Like, no, man, fuck.
That ain't life-altering.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Stick some dirt in and some
Man, I need to go to the hospital. Let me think about it for a second.
Go stop by the store. They got super glue on aisle 8.
Put some Buddha in there.
Are you bleeding?
This is something I appreciated about you saying that you really like to promote from within. Because to the people that disagree with Austin, I can kind of get where they're coming from when they're like, we want to do the most amount of money for the least amount of work, because they're coming from the standard today at these major companies where you work your ass off and do 10 times better, and they won't promote you because they go, well, then we got to hire 2 people to do your job. And they pull shicey shit like that. But the thing is...
Yeah, but you know what? I still stand by the thing.
Well, yeah,
then you work for a shitty company.
That's what I was going to say. They're coming at it from these shitty companies. And it's like, well, then your answer to that shouldn't be like, well, then you should never put more in to get more money. It's you should find a place where that's appreciated, like working for you.
Correct. Or working
right?
for him. Or
working for these companies that do promote from within, these companies that care. It's not an issue of the value of working harder. It's an issue of the place where you're at. Do they appreciate working harder? So I would say, like, companies like y'all's are doing it the right way. If more companies were like y'all...
Hey, I do have a company that I do the same thing, too.
That's why I said like y'all. But I was saying, those people who disagree with you, if all the business owners, I think, were like you guys, I think you wouldn't have as many people jumping at you. And all that tells me is that you know how to do it right, and you're on the right track.
They're just blinded by...
Yeah, because my wife and me, we worked for bigger companies before, and we've seen that happen, and it does weigh on you. And you're like, well, then what's the point of even trying hard? But then you go, I work with Nick, I work at Austin, I see how y'all do it, and I'm like, oh, this is how life's supposed to work.
Think about it though. At those bigger companies, y'all were numbers.
Exactly.
There was nothing like if they like. I can agree with some of those people too. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. Like, if you're not gonna value me and value what I'm doing for you, I'm not in the right spot. Why you think I own my own business now and I don't work for nobody else directly like that? Because I've tried that route where I've went in with somebody and they were the main and I was right under them, whatever, and they didn't value me and they didn't keep their promises of what they said they were gonna do. So
but you know what I find? I find a lot of guys, like, especially nowadays, they got these repetitive habits. Like, they'll go to a company and they'll just job hop instead of giving it a chance. Like, look, they'll literally leave for 50 cents.
It's
like,
crazy.
What are you talking about?
Well, no, it's bad because you got fucking people right now going on, and I've been seeing a bunch of posts on Twitter and all. You have these gurus that, that spin out all this bullshit. Yeah. So I'm watching this dude talk about the other day. He's like, don't ever stay and work at a company. You should switch jobs at least every 1 to 3 years because you get paid a 30% more of whatever, and these are people get paid this much more, and then whenever you stay at the same company, they try to figure out how you could get paid.
Those big companies where you're just a number, though, that's the only way
I know,
to do
but
it.
look,
like, I got a cousin, I'm not going to say his name, but he did that with banks, and he'd go work at another bank, and they give him this big bump because the bank he was at would not raise him. Then he'd come back to that bank, and they give him another big bump.
Then where's your job security?
But they were like, well, if you're coming from here, we can't give you a big bump. But if you go somewhere else...
Where's your job security with that, though?
Places where you're just a number.
So exactly, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. At what point do you not change it up and say, hey, I'm going to quit working for these shitty companies?
Correct.
I mean, look, if I got 5 cookies in front of me and the first one tastes like dog shit, I'm not eating the rest of the 4. I'm not eating the other 4.
My thing
to
is,
figure out they taste like dog shit also.
My thing is, why would you want to invest your time and invest something into whatever you're doing just to fucking hop up and leave and jump ship? Like, no, that's why everybody that I bring on to the companies that I have, I want y'all to be lifetime employees. I'm not bringing you on. Like, if I bring you on, I like you. I genuinely like you. Like, if I don't if I don't see like myself, like, dude, I gotta see you almost every single day. You think I want to see people?
You gotta fit in.
I like. Obviously, I like.
I was waiting for it.
No.
He just.
Well, no, I was trying to finish my thought. But no, like. Think about it though. Like, nobody wants to be around somebody that they don't like or that is not a likable person to spend your time around.
It's a toxic work environment. You can't. We give an aptitude test. Like, whenever somebody comes in from another company and they're like, I want $28 an hour. I'm like, okay, well, take this aptitude test real quick, and it's going to kind of place you where I feel like I can hire you at, and we'll give you 30, 60, 90 days, whatever we figured out. And if you are worth that, we'll give you that. But if you aren't worth that, how do you feel about taking $22 an hour? Oh, no, I'm making 24 right now. Okay, well, why do you think you need 28 without proving it to us? I'll give you 30 if you exceed my expectations. But if you don't, you're going to make less than what you want.
Because that also tells them, like, if they're having an issue with, well, I make this much, so that'd be a cut. And it's like, well, does that mean you're telling me you don't think you'll do good enough to make more? Why not?
Yeah.
So tell me this. So I just saw The Rock. He talked about a thing with, he was on some podcast, and he was talking about Steve Cold Austin's deal with the WWE. Whenever they was, like, early on into the thing and it was coming up, they're all coming up, right? The Rock goes into negotiations with WWE and stuff, and he's like, all right, how much is Stone Cold Steve Austin making? Whatever, yada, yada. He says, they tell him $1 million. The Rock comes back. He says, All right. He's talking to like the CFO guy. He says, all right, he's making $1 million. He said, I want 2. CFO guy says, okay, why do you want, like, what makes you think your value is 2? Why do you believe that? He's like, well, this is what I'll bring to the table. You said that you paying Steve this. I think that I'm going to make more for the industry and do more for this than what Steve is going to do. So he said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to connect you with some higher up, some of the executives. In 2 or 3 months, after you go and meet with them and talk with them and stuff, you got to learn the business. And then you come back in 2 or 3 months, and then you tell me what you learned, and we got to renegotiate the number. The Rock said, he said, fuck those 2 or 3 months. He did it in 2 weeks. He went talk to everybody he needed to talk to. He went figure out everything he needed to figure out about the business. He went back to him. He said, all right, you learned the business, you figured it out. He's like, yep, I did it in 2 weeks instead. Went back 2 weeks later, talk to the same guy. He's like, all right. It's like, asked him a few questions. Everything that The Rock said was things that he wanted to hear. So he was like, all right, so how much do you want? Like, and he was going over, how much is in expenses? How much do you have to pay the arena for the night? How much is going into every single thing? He had an answer for it.
Wow.
And then The Rock was like, I'll take $1 million. I want to match. I'll match Steve.
Yeah.
And
He went learn.
He went learn. So the guy was like, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. You'll take 15. Paid him $15 million after he went and learned
That
the
is
business and shit.
nuts.
So that's why I loved how you just said that. All right, you take that altitude test or whatever,
Yeah.
and then, you get exceed my expectation, I'll pay you $30 an hour, right?
Yeah.
That's the mindset, though, that you need to have,
You have
in
to.
order to be successful. Like, I don't like whenever I see all these people, like, we just brought one of our guys, Andy, over from another company, and I'm watching this dude just get used and abused just because he's a nice guy and people take advantage of him.
Yeah.
I hate seeing that. This dude's such a talented little fucker. I'm telling you, dude, he can do things that, no, I'm not even joking. Like, he can do things that you can't even imagine on a computer. Like, I'm talking about like VFX artists. Like,
Yeah.
you can imagine it, he'll create it from nothing. And we literally just pulled him away from somewhere where he was getting, and brought him over here, and now he's living it up,
That's neat.
freaking gone, and he's in Candyland right now. We just left him at freaking Fletcher at school so that he could talk with the kids about some of the things that we're working on. So it's just like, he's in dreamland right now, but it's actually letting those people excel in the things that they actually can excel in, right?
That's it. Yeah. Giving them the platform to do it on.
The opportunity too.
Yeah.
But it shows them that you're not just capping them out.
Yeah.
You're letting them choose their own destiny. Hey, it's up to you.
Sky's the limit.
You want to make big boy money? Then hey, talk the big boy game. Walk the big boy walk.
Especially because you're not vague about it.
Yeah.
You're like, you do the work. This is what you get. You're not like, oh, if you work really hard, maybe you get it. You're like, this is it. Show me you could do it, and then I think it's worth it. And you learn real quick if they say, oh well, I don't know about that. It's like, well, why don't you know? If you're worth this, then it should be no problem.
Yeah.
I'm about to throw you for a loop with this one. We talked about like all the good things and stuff. So like, tell me where there was a scenario like you had to let go of somebody, but it was just a straight business move that you didn't necessarily want to have to get rid of them.
Oh yeah, man. I just had one. My install manager, amazing guy, great guy. I'll touch on it a little bit. So I hired him. We used to work together at this residential company. His name's Jordan. So I hired him. Man, he was with me for about 4 years as an installer. Absolutely killer installer. Great. Loved to work. Everybody loved working with him. Well, I felt like, and he felt like, it was time for him to get into a management position. And whenever I pulled him out of the field, he was amazing at his trade. He was not the best manager. He clicked with his guys, but he was not the best manager. So it created turmoil within the office, within customers. We had mad customers. He's not very confrontational. He's not like me. He's not going to be like, you're full of shit, customer. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Listen to us. We are the professionals. You hired us. On a moderate note. And it just wasn't good, man. He needed more money. And I just felt like it was getting to a point where it was becoming toxic. I had to let him go. And he's still a great friend. And I actually pushed him to go start his own thing. He just started his own thing. And he's going to do great. I don't know how large he wants to get. It's him right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to do great. It was hard. It was, that was my install manager. Everybody liked him. All of his techs liked him. But it created turmoil within the office staff.
Right.
So it was a hard decision to let him go, but I had to. That was a difficult one.
You know, that's actually a good thing. A lot of companies with managers, I'm not saying this about him, but a lot of companies don't let go managers who are not good at their position. And what that results in is, I saw this podcast guy was talking about it. The majority of managers are bad managers. And the reason is they get promoted because they're doing so well at a certain position. They get promoted to this level and this level until they hit one where they're not doing a good enough job to get promoted to the next level. So that means they're doing a bad job at this spot.
Yeah.
So they get capped out. But companies never go, well, you know what? We got to bring you that one rung down because here you were excelling, but here you're doing poorly. And it's all managers really, because that's how it works. If they were really good at it, they get promoted out of that manager position until they hit a cap, unless there's just no position above.
Was he capped out too? Like was
that happened.
He was, we called him a non-income producer. So like most of our old managers, non-income producers. But yeah, he was capped out, and I'm not gonna like it. Yeah, he was capped out because of his want. He didn't want anymore. I felt like he was just kind of just going through the motions every day. And like you said, do you bump him back down? And I feel like I could have been like any day, but like, all right, Jordan, you're going to install again. And it just kills their morale. Then you get very low quality out of them. Then they're working late. They feel like he's my age, right? So he felt like he worked so hard during his whole life doing all these installs to get a management position to get bumped back down. And you don't want to kill their morale. So I felt like it was better to let him go do your own thing.
It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I just saw the same video and the guy talking about that too.
Really?
He was like, look, he's like, until and this guy had the same scenario. And he's like, look, I had to realize the hard way. He's like, even if, there's a guy that you feel like that's so loyal, that was loyal and you can't seem to let him go. If it's a toxic situation and you don't let him go, it'll ruin the whole company. And it'll spread. One bad employee will spread and ruin. It is. And look, I mean, it goes to the whole thing. He gave an analogy like, oh, one bad banana ruined a bunch. And it's true. I mean, look, you leave one rotten banana next to the rest of them, it's going to spread quick. And it's going to rot all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically
what it was.
And that's what it'll do.
Then you have key people wanting to leave, or
because they're tired of the bullshit.
They see him
and
not
they
getting
see
reprimanded.
No, and you know what it makes you look bad because you're allowing and that's what he says from an owner standpoint. It's even worse because at some point when you don't acknowledge the situation in front of you and take care of it, you become part of the problem because then your employees say, well, he just lets the bullshit go.
That's what it was. I was becoming the whole only reason he was still there, the problem. And my ladies are looking at me like what are you doing? We hate our job. Can you please do something about this? I'm like, yep, I guess so. It wasn't just the ladies, it was multiple things.
But I mean, from you, it's a tough standpoint
it's
because
tough.
you've been knowing this guy.
Him.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's a friend, like I don't want to let him go, but I know that I'm not helping him. I'm not helping the company. He got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I think for management positions, especially middle management, they should add in a probationary period, where it's like, okay, you're going to get it. You're going to go for this long. You'll be making a bit more, but you have to reach this metric to stay, this metric to advance on. And if you don't pass this metric, you're back down. But you'll at least get a few months to try it and stuff like that. And then we can try again in a couple of years. I think that's how it should be for most things when it comes to that.
That's actually not a bad way to structure that, honestly. It's a learning. That's kind of like a learning curve type of deal.
Because then they're not devastated if they get brought back down because you're told, okay, we'll bring you back down and, try again in a year or two, or something like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. So, yeah, I put somebody else in his position. He loves it. And Jordan was not very stern. He was, he was your friend, he's your buddy. Because you're working with your people. You want them to like you. Well, I put one in there now, and he could be buddy-buddy with him, but, hey, what are you doing? Go. You're supposed to be there 30 minutes ago. Let's go, He's more stern. He gets the job done.
Yeah, and I feel like how you just said that. So I feel like there's a certain cutoff, right? Like you can be friends and buddies with your employees or whatever, but there's a certain we're friends and buddies to this extent, but we're not about to go to the bar and drink a beer together. You know
it's still business.
Correct.
It's got to be
It's
business. Yeah,
It's
it's hard,
business.
and it's hard being young in the business and hiring older people. I've always struggled with that, because they feel like they should be where you are,
or they feel like it's hard to take orders from somebody that's
younger.
Oh, dude, I caught a glimpse of that early in life. So I was actually a head chef, believe it or not.
Really?
Starting off whenever I was 17, that was where I became my first head chef, and then 18 and 19 through pretty much like 21. I pretty much worked in the restaurant industries.
No
and
kidding.
Yeah, fine dining restaurants and stuff like that.
You know, I've never
Fine-
seen him cook one
fine
fucking
dining.
thing.
Fine
Like, that's the
dining.
craziest
Yeah,
shit.
fine dining.
What was
Doesn't
that
burn you
restaurant
out
again?
cooking
Brandon,
like,
have you ever
do
seen him
still
cook
cook a lot or
anything?
no?
No, I don't really.
me
I
neither.
mean, I do sometimes or whatever, but not
Wait,
really. Like
fine
talking-
dining. What restaurant was it?
Which one? My first one that I started off at?
No, you
Grapevine
know which
Cafe
one I'm
Gallery?
asking about. You know which one.
I worked at one restaurant that wasn't fine dining. The only one I worked at that wasn't fine dining. I worked at it for like 2 or 3 months. It was Hooters.
Yeah.
I ain't even trying to bullshit him, though. Like, he talks about all
funny.
this fine dining shit he cook. I ain't seen him cook one fucking
Oh,
thing,
whatever.
honestly.
Okay, so
no, I'm
besides
serious.
the point, I had these ladies, and I was like the head chef or whatever, and these like 60, 70-year-old women that were been working for this company for like however many years, they got their stuff on, and then we coming in and, me, my other guy that was like a sous chef, we trying to implement these new ideas, and they're just like, yo, you 18, like shut up. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, you kind of need to like listen to what I'm saying because the owner wants this. This is what they're telling us that we need to do, and I'm put in this position because I'm excelling right now. So it's just like, and then I don't know. It is hard, like especially whenever you have those older folks that, like you kind of said, like they feel like almost like they should be, but
Yeah.
it's what I say is why aren't you that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He was
There's
just
actually-
trying to
there's-
get them back to the skimpier uniforms,
Yeah,
and they
that's what
weren't
it was.
having it.
They didn't like that. They did that in the 40s.
Whatever.
That's funny. I was a cook too in high school. I worked. I've worked at 2 restaurants before I worked at AutoZone.
I think everybody
That's
should
where I
be.
started. Yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
should.
man, it'll teach
everybody,
you.
Yeah, it'll teach you. Everybody should at least be a waiter or something like in the restaurant industry because it teaches you how to service people.
Yeah. Yeah.
really
Customer
does.
service is everything. I'm very big on customer service, and I just put out a video today on TikTok, and it said I'm very big on the customer not being right. Like, we are the professionals in our trade, and I feel like it's such a boomer mentality that, give the customer. The customer's always right, but they aren't. 90% of the time, they're wrong. It's just our duty to explain to them why they're wrong, why this happened, and what are we going to do to fix it for them. So many companies just bow down to the customer, and they get trampled on, and I'm not
It's
that
because
guy.
the saying, people say, oh, the customer's always right. That's not the saying. The saying is the customer's always right in matters of taste. You know,
Okay,
when
yeah.
it's a matter of taste and what they want it to look like, and they like, then they're right
right.
because that's their choice. But logistically,
Yeah, it's
they're not
straight from
always
that.
right.
Yeah, logistically, that's right.
So that's we have a very fine line, and I mean, you know that with marketing and
Yeah.
stuff. So that's like a fine line that we have to walk. Is the customer right, or are we just gonna make them happy for what they want to see,
Uh-huh.
and then we know how it's gonna perform on the back end, and just give them what they want, or do we say, hey, no, like your idea is stupid. We need to really do this, and this is
Yeah.
how we need to make it happen in order for you to get the results that you want. Some people, it's hard to. We can't always do that. I just tell you, in the marketing game, you can't.
Difficult.
Sometimes the
Well,
customer
I can
is.
do that. I got an iPhone.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Man, what do y'all do for fun? What do y'all?
Exactly what you do pretty much.
Yeah.
Guns, hunting, just
Yeah, so
farming.
yeah, farming, guns. Me and my wife kind of got a little hobby, and kind of he does the same thing. Like we like to go try like these fancy restaurants.
Yeah.
So like we'll go to these different high end places and try like different things. Yeah.
We're trying to go to Kenji in New Orleans soon. That's the new
Really?
one. Yeah, but actually
Yeah.
I've been hearing bad things about it, Austin.
But I still want to try it.
I know, I still want to try it too. I haven't been hearing the best.
Y'all ever go to Grand Isle?
Yeah, all the time.
We have a camp in Grand Isle. And
Oh, really?
we go to the Hurricane Hole. That's one of my favorite restaurants. I freaking love the Hurricane Hole.
I never
It's not even fine
Hurricane-
dining, right?
I
never
know, but
ate-
the Hurricane Hole's good.
I never ate at the Hurricane.
Oh, it's
Hole.
so good,
Yeah, the
man.
food's good.
We actually so we didn't rebuild it, but my stepdad, he's like pretty up there in for Cajun contractors.
Really?
And that one of the camp was in Grand Isle that we used to go to, but once the Hurricane Ida came, I think they just didn't ever rebuild it.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
now
yeah,
we
they
just
break
have
that place pretty bad.
we got one in Venice, one in Bayou Black, and then another one somewhere. I forgot what the other one is, but we do like a good bit of the duck hunting in Bayou Black,
Uh-huh.
and then
Oh, Venice got some good duck.
oh what?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, shit, y'all got good duck on where you at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ducks. I mean, it used to be. It's,
I went
they're a little
on-
slow.
Where y'all at? You in
Pecan Island. That's
Pecan
really
Island,
where it's
yeah.
at. Yeah.
So I went on a duck hunt. I don't do much duck hunting, but I was mostly into the deer hunting stuff. But so I did one duck hunt. A company took us on one in Kaplan.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, it was
like,
good.
It was,
You remember what outfit it was with?
What was the distributor? What's y'all big like distributor out there, like food distributor?
Cisco.
No, it wasn't Cisco.
Oh, Church Point Wholesale.
Church Point Wholesale.
You went to Cody Gielen's camp.
Dude.
Yeah.
So listen. So
Cody Gielen owns ShopRite.
This dude
Okay.
knows all of you.
Yeah,
He's
man,
like,
I do all the air conditioning work.
Well, look,
Yeah.
they setup was awesome.
I know
So
the
look,
owner of Church Point. He's a cool dude.
So look, we went out there. They took us on these golf carts, went to their blind. We got in there. So look, I'm sitting in there, and he's like, "All right, y'all ready to shoot?" I'm like, "What you mean? Like it's gonna be like?" He's like, "Oh no, it's like, dude."
yeah, dude.
We got in there
come
at 6. We were we had 6 of us hunting. We were out of there by like 6:30.
Oh yeah,
On the-
amazing
like,
birds.
dude, like killed we all just was shooting the whole
It
time.
was fun though too, right?
Did y'all spend the night or y'all drove in that morning?
Well, we stayed in the hotel.
Okay. Yeah.
So we stayed right there, and then we got up early, went
That's
to do the
fun,
hunt,
man.
and then
That's pretty much-
That's my area.
Hey,
That-
they took care of us though, man. They cleaned all the they cleaned everything, had everything brought to us.
Yeah.
After. It
Is
was-
duck like your main one that you like? That's
oh
your
yeah,
favorite.
that's what I chase,
That
man.
was
Hey, we
my
go to
favorite.
Canada every
we
year,
even
every
killed
other year.
We got to kill a goose and everything.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool, man.
That's
They
where
had
you
some
go
We
cool
travel. Arkansas. I didn't go to Canada last year because our little girl was too small, but 2 previous years went to Canada. We go to Arkansas 4 or 5 times. I got a buddy with a big lodge in Arkansas. We go. It's a blast.
So I got a lot of friends and clients with camps in Mississippi. So
Oh yeah.
we do a lot of stuff from Woodville to Natchez.
Oh yeah.
Between just hogs and
Woodville's awesome, man.
oh, dude, we love it out there. Like
I got a
it's
buddy who's been
so
asking me
fun.
to go. I just never make it.
Oh, you need to go, dude. Especially with the creeks and all out there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure in Arkansas they probably got some like similar stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like Louisiana. A lot of rice fields and stuff in Arkansas, cotton fields, corn. Things
What would
like
be this is a good one for you. What's the most interesting animal that you probably taken down?
that. Sandhill crane for sure. Yeah, Sandhill
Hey,
crane. We
so
killed them in
listen.
Oklahoma. It's very hard. There's only so many places you can kill them in. They sound like dinosaurs coming.
So
out.
I
Yeah,
got
but
a
that's
friend of
that's
mine.
a pretty bird, ain't it?
Yeah, beautiful bird.
Yeah.
Hey, we can go hunt them in Texas.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, they got an outfit thing that they do guided hunts like that, and dude, he said, hey, they say the meat's like eating a
Yeah,
steak.
ribeye in the sky.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
call a ribeye
Oh
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
sky.
Actually, I did. I
Yeah,
heard
Sandhill
that.
crane, the coolest bird, and they're very, very intelligent.
But listen, those birds are vicious. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
What
say,
you mean?
oh, they'll attack you.
yeah.
They'll
The
poke.
dogs
They'll
gotta wear
gouge you.
goggles.
They want to go. Yeah, because you got to put. Yeah, they'll gouge the dog's eyes out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They got some big old beaks on them. And
Oh yeah, they'll gouge you. They go for your eyes.
It's like almost like a pelican, man. That's all
Yeah.
they got, right?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, the funnest hunt that I did was in Hawaii actually. So
No kidding.
so I went hog hunting in Hawaii with the locals.
That's so cool. I talked to a good local about that.
So all it is you go with dogs
Yeah.
and a knife.
That's
we didn't
it.
have no gun. There was
Did you
no,
get one?
huh?
Did you get
No,
one?
well, yeah, we technically got one, but we didn't get we caught one in a trap that we had to go get
Yeah.
and check, but we didn't get the one that we was like chasing with dogs, like just on the side of the mountain, because the one that we had saw, it was like a 170-pound hog, and we was
big animal, too.
yeah, we just had 2 dogs. Dude, one of the dogs, the hog came, it flipped her up, and dude, she did a backflip, and then the hog ran right next to Pecana. That's the dude's name. It was one of the locals there. Actually, cool ass dude, and he actually took a scuba diving, caught octopuses, all kind of stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah, but dude, it took him, and he's like, he saw the hog and it ran like right next to his feet. He's like, whoa, and he like stopped, and he's like, oh no, brah. He's like, we gotta get the dogs out of here, brah. That hog will kill one of my dogs. I was like, all right, dog. I was
Dude,
like,
we went to the Green Sands Beach. I think that was in like maybe Oahu. It was somewhere. It was the big island we went to.
oh, Duncan's
Big
got no
Island's
more.
Hawaii,
Duncan
yeah.
knows. Yeah,
Yeah.
Duncan is
it
the
was
expert
called
in
the
Hawaii.
Green Sands Beach, and our guide too took us in this little truck, and it's this real long steep sand hill. And like people that go to the bottom, oftentimes can't get back up. So like some of the locals will like, hey, it's $100. I'll pull you back up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I don't know, it's 200
Oh,
yards
so y'all,
of sand.
you took a trip out there, like whenever y'all went?
We didn't go hunting, but we went to Hawaii on a business trip. My supplier, Coburn Supply, we spent enough money with them, and then they take you on a different trip every year.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I
So,
didn't
man,
know
we've
that
been
was going
to
on.
St. Martin, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo, Hawaii,
Hell yeah.
Paris, Italy. We've been all those places.
That's badass. I didn't realize Coburn was moving like
oh
that.
yeah, dude. So the local was telling me about the hog hunt. I was like, "Yo, hog hunt here?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "The hogs are probably in the woods right there."
So
crazy.
The thing about it is though, like you have to go out there with locals, or like you can't be a tourist and just go out there.
No,
it's not happening like that. And like they have tourists that go in. Like Pecano was telling me that we was sitting in a truck, actually we was about to go, and we had the dogs about to run them, and they had like 2 different sets of tourists came up to Pecano. I was like, hey, like what y'all, you do this? Like y'all, like do y'all do it for money? Like, can we pay y'all? And they all like, no, bro. Like, we not. Like, they do not mess with tourists like that. And
Really?
Yeah, they don't. Like, I'm very fortunate and very lucky I got the opportunity
neat.
to do what I did because I got to experience something that, like,
Yeah, it's like sacred.
99% of the world is not going to, would never do what I was able to go do.
Yeah.
And, like, it was actually crazy, too, because, like, look, dude, we in the middle of, like, the forest and stuff. Like, I'm talking about pitch black, nothing. They might have, like, a temple or something, like, 200 feet behind us from whatever time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, this literally happened. We heard something, and it was sound like not marching, but, like, almost like a type of music or something. And where we were at, it was, like, physically impossible for us to hear this music where we were. Like, there was no civilization, no nothing around us.
You ran into some night marchers.
Well, that's what the local whatever, if you on that side of the island, but we wasn't on that part. We was just on another part. And Picano was like, well, the other guy that was with us, he was like, hey, you heard that? And Picano was like, we're not talking about that, bro. He was like, no, go talk. He was like, we'll talk about it later, bro. He was like, once we get back down the mountain, we'll talk.
You're
Yeah.
supposed
He was
to
like,
acknowledge night marchers when they come by. You're supposed to just
well,
look the other way.
no, not even that. No, a lady was telling us, so what you're really supposed to do is get naked, lie down on the ground, and put your head on the ground.
That's what y'all did,
I heard
huh?
that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, they did. He just told us what they did.
What
That's
is
crazy.
a night marcher? What is
So they have the
ancient times? Or
Yeah,
something?
so like, I don't know. I ain't give you a correct timestamp because I would be full of shit. But they had the the different islands and they had different tribes, right?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly this was like the most baddest of the bad, right? You probably might know it a little bit better than me, right? Do you?
I can't remember it detail for detail.
These dudes were like the baddest of the bad, and there was like this part of the island where a colonial ship or something like that came, and I think they ended up like mass murdering like these like the best warriors of the entire island, and they did it like secretly, like kind of like jumped them and shit.
Yeah,
and
with guns. I'm sure.
Yeah, and like all these like in the middle of the night
Yeah,
type
they
shit.
didn't have guns back
So
then.
like that's one of the reasons why they say they come only at night. Like that's why they say don't go to this part of the island at
That's
night.
crazy.
But like, dude, there's
So that'd
some-
be one group of night marchers because they're supposed to be on all the islands.
Oh, really?
and
I
it's
didn't
just
realize that.
Ancient warriors, but I guess there they say that's the group. I wouldn't know about that specific
Yeah.
group, but they're supposed to be on all the islands because you go out there. We had to take like Hawaiian studies class, and we hear all the as part of our gen eds at the college there. And you had to hear all of the the different myths and stories and stuff like
But
that.
they die by
yeah.
it though. Like they
Oh,
serious.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
they
they
so
believe in
serious
it.
about it.
100%.
Yeah. But like, it's crazy though, because like a lot of these things that they talk about and all, like I got to see it with my eyes, and just because like Hawaii is just so untouched, just because they made sure to keep it untouched and stuff.
Yeah.
So like you go and you could go visit the little tomb or wherever where that princess escaped from the tribe, and she was literally found in a cave. You swim underneath like a wall, and you come up, and there's like a pocket that you could just like chill in and stuff. Well, she ran away because she was like, I think she was like, she married like a poor guy or married out of some along those lines. Went to there. Well, her maids were like fanning her, cause like it was so hot and humid inside of the cave and stuff.
Yeah.
And the warriors that were looking for her saw that reflection underneath the water, and that's how they ended up finding her and went and killed her in that cave.
Wow, and that's neat. It's such a cool place. Like you said, sacred. Like we rented a little car, a little truck, I think, and we drove around. We got to go drive everywhere, look at all the volcano stuff. We went to get some local honey and visit some little honey places. My wife loves local honey, right? We shipped some back. It was neat.
I bet you probably did like a bunch of cool stuff though, being all the places you've been. I mean, shit, Paris.
Man, we've done all kind of stuff. Colburn, like you said, Colburn's that's my main supplier. We spend the most amount of money with them. We take care of us. I bleed Colburn's blue. And
I mean, I would too.
they are. Look, I would say they are a huge part of my success is because of they trusted in this 23-year-old kid starting air conditioning. They didn't have to sell me rude air conditioning equipment. I could have gone and sell anything, but they chose to sell with me, and we've just built this business based off of that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they take care of you. You know, they send us. We've gone all kind of places.
So you deal with Travis a lot, huh?
Which Travis?
I
mean, they got a bunch of branches. They got
you deal with the one, so you don't deal with the one out of Houma, huh?
no.
Oh,
They got
okay.
46 Coburns.
Okay, yeah.
But I've dealt with Houma before. I bought a couple things, but mainly they got 3 in Lafayette. I deal mainly with. Travis sounds familiar though. I bet I know him.
yeah.
I think he's actually the one that sold me my my water heater tank, my the tankless one.
I bet you I have his email somewhere.
Yeah, he rides my flute.
Oh yeah.
So what would be one main thing that you need to let people know, homeowners, that they need to check every single year or stay on to stop their AC from shitting out on them?
You know, that's good. In my opinion, so many air conditioning companies use maintenances as a way to get into the homeowner's home to upsell them a bunch of shit they don't need. When truly, you do need a maintenance plan. And like I charge $179 for our maintenance plan. We come out twice a year. I am losing money on this. I really am. By the time, you got to think that's $89.50 per transaction. By the time I send a technician in a fully stocked truck to go clean your entire unit for an hour and a half on $89, I'm not making any money. But maintenance plans are to build customer relations.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So where in 10 years, or if they have a 10-year-old system, maybe it does need to be changed. But in 10 years, they're going to keep using this. They're going to refer us to their kids. You do need your air conditioning cleaned. Unbeknownst to a lot of homeowners, you really do. It is a sales tactic that a lot of these greedy air conditioning companies use to get in their home and sell you a $30,000 system. But you do need it clean.
What I was thinking is if somebody like you got to look at it more as like a client acquisition cost.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the reason that you're doing that is so that you can get them and sell that later down the road, not necessarily now, right? But like make a customer for life. Dude, a lot of people, what they don't realize is whenever they trying to deal with companies, whatever, dude, there's drive down the road, all right? How many billboards you gonna see with AC companies? Then open up your phone. How many ads are gonna pop up or whatever of AC companies, whatever the case may be? What you're doing is you building that organic pathway of, hey, they're gonna see me no matter what. And now whenever they need something done, they know who to call. We're already there. We're already servicing them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So honestly, I would look at that as like a small type of
it's
not really a money loss. It's more like
that's it. It's customer retention. It costs a lot more money to go get a new customer every time you lose one than it is to just take care of the customer you currently have. What's that guy with Bar Rescue? You know the guy I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I forget his name.
Did y'all see his thing about how he retains customers in a restaurant? So basically, like when a new customer comes in, you ask him, "Hey, have you ever been here before?" "No, I haven't been here."
Oh, and they give them the napkin deal.
They give them a napkin.
Yes, I did see that.
And it's like 40% off a steak. You got to come back and try this steak.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come back, and like the second time they come back, they have a 40% chance of coming a third time. The third time they come, they have a 70% chance of coming a fourth. And once they come a fourth, they're going to be coming back.
They're locked in.
So we kind of do the same thing. We take care of our customers. We present pictures and all these things on every maintenance that if you choose to not replace this capacitor, just know we're probably going to come back. And if we do come back, it's going to cost you an additional service call because we're letting you know what's wrong right now. So here's the price to do it now. It will save you money. It will save your compressor. Capacitors are known to go out, and they are going to prematurely blow your compressor because of high amp draw. It just happens. It's just a very common part to replace. That's why I use it. But it's customer retention. That's the whole reason for maintenance plans. And if your unit can't breathe, it's going to prematurely go out.
Yeah. So let's be honest here. Let's say the elephant in the room. So a lot of people, like you had said earlier, they don't necessarily like, I don't want to say trust, but you see AC companies going in and trying to oversell or whatever. How do you deal with making sure that the customers trust you and can trust what you're saying is to be true and not you trying to oversell them? Because dealing with, like, they might have had a bad taste in their mouth, like, oh, I remember this other AC guy tried to sell me all this stuff, and I had another guy come in. I didn't even need none of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, is that not a constant thing that you have to battle
it always is. People are visual learners. I tell my guys, if you have an able-bodied person, bring them along outside. Show them, hey, look, this is what I'm working on right now. Would you like to come in the attic with me? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say no. But if you have a bad capacitor, bring it to the customer's table. If it's a 45/10 and it reads 27, pull your phone out and do the math. A capacitor has a 5% plus or minus it can read, and that's its allowable range. So if it's a 45 reading 27, take 45 minus 5%. Oh, look, it can only read 42.5. Your capacitor is bad. It's likely it's going to go out. Would you like to change it now or no? When they see it and it's rusty and they're like, oh, typically, I'll probably change that.
Yeah, it's a transparency. It's a transparency.
like
transparency. They got it. They got to know you're not just in and out and leaving.
Yeah.
Not just trying to make a quick buck. And
we use this thing in the drain lines called thrift. A lot of companies will just go in there and blow the air down the drain line to wash the scum. My technicians get to the house. They say, would you mind showing me where your nearest hot water is? Would you mind if I use the sink or the bathtub? Because we get hot water in a gallon jug. We put our thrift pellets and we pour hot water behind it. The customer sees we're actively doing something to clear their drain.
So them pellets, is that like stop?
They dissolve and they force anything behind it through the drain, and it's activated by hot water.
Interesting.
So it's called thrift. It's just like a common drain. It's like Drano, but way stronger, and you need hot water to activate it. So, people like seeing that. They like being involved a lot of the times, unless it's an old lady. Just do what you need, baby,
Yeah. One of those.
Yeah.
But then what I also noticed too is, and we just learned this not long ago, just kind of like getting harder into the selling of things and understanding what you're doing and all. A lot of people, they want to be the hero of their own story.
Yeah.
So it's just like making them be like, making them, not you selling them the product, but basically making them think that they had the decision to tell you, yeah, go ahead. Like they had a choice almost in the
That's
matter.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let them be the ultimate decision maker, but almost make their choice for them. Just present it to them in a way that they do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It really is. My operations manager loves using the term, you're essentially renting air conditioning from yourself every month. If you have a 15-year-old system and your electric bill is $300 a month because it's a 10-SEER unit, the compressor's going out, and maybe you can't afford it. Most people can't afford new air conditioners. That's $10,000 to $20,000, sometimes $7,000 or $8,000 if it's cheaper. But most people aren't going to want to finance this, and we finance the majority of our air conditioners we install. So you let them know, look, this system realistically should cut your electric bill possibly in half, at least by $100 a month by going with a 16 SEER 2-stage or something. Your unit, you could literally pull amp draws and show your customer, this is how many amps your unit's pulling on startup and running. This is what our new unit's going to pull on startup and running. You convert that to, kilowatts. This is what that's going to save you, and then you're going to have a 10-year warranty on this new system. We always give the customers repair versus replacement. You don't want to shove replacement at them because they're like, $20,000, no way. I'm just going to spend $1,200 on this every year for the next 5 years,
And then you ended up spending.
Yeah. Then you spent $14,000 on repairs, $10,000 on repairs.
Whenever you could have just got a whole brand
A whole new unit that's
and not have
warranted
to
for
worry
10
about
years.
it.
Yeah. Interest free. That's what I'm big on.
Well,
not renting air conditioning.
Well, I was about to say that too. The interest free deal, that's probably like a big sale for y'all too. Like because
It
like
is.
at the end of the day, you're right. Like not everybody has that and is
No.
ready for that.
It's
whenever
hard,
it
yeah.
happens.
We partner with Synchrony, and I mean, of course, you had to add the financing cost into your price because Synchrony is going to get their money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's 4 or 5, 10%. But you add it into the cost, the customer doesn't know $7 a month difference on a bill, and they finance it and install it.
So let's say for your average four-bedroom house, 2,000 square foot,
Yeah.
South Louisiana. What should your average cost of your electric bill be? down here?
2,000 square foot house. I mean, it depends. Non-spray foam traditional house, $170, $200 a month with a good running air conditioning unit, depending on how much gas or electric you are. If you got an older house with little insulation, you see mobile homes see $300, $350 a month.
That I guess where I'm getting at is like we moved in and I would lived in a way smaller house before and I was spending, like you just said, $270, $300 in the summer months and stuff. We just moved into our new house and like I haven't had an electric bill go over $170.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a
I
perfect
haven't.
number.
Yeah, I haven't had it go over $170. So I guess my other thing would be too is being like that we in South Louisiana, is there almost like too much AC power in a house?
Oh yeah.
Because like that's something that people don't
Well,
think
that'll
about.
cause problems too. With
Yeah, that's what
humidity
that's what I was about to say. Can you hit on that?
Yeah, so a good thing of that. We talked about growth and what my 5-year plan is. I just locked in with some large development builders, like Manual Builders is one of them. DR Harton's another one.
I actually heard of Manual Builders. I
Manual
see
Builders
that.
is amazing.
I see
Look,
some
all
of their
these-
content.
Look, some of these big home builders get such a bad rap from people who don't understand anything. Like they're like, oh, my walls are thin. They don't know what they're talking. These houses are built so tight, and they have to pass so many inspections. They're built well. They really are. So like Manual Builders, for instance, they build such a tight home. We run manual J's on these houses. Calculations. It can tell you how many people are sitting in this room and what amount of air conditioning you need in this room for it to cool 3 people with 4 cameras. Like you can add devices in rooms with these calculations, and it really spits out a number at you. And a lot of times that number will be less than what you think it is, because the old school math was 400 square feet per ton. You got a 2,000 square foot house, you need a 5-ton unit. That's not the case anymore. These houses are built tight now. And a lot of these old school builders, old school air conditioning guys are still doing 400 square feet per ton.
You saying tight as in they're better sealed?
Better sealed, better windows, better doors, better material on the outside. They use, LVP and they tape it and they spray foam it. Like,
I was about to say too, is spray foaming the way to go for the attics?
man, it depends. Yes or no. Like, I just built a new house, and I spray foam the whole thing. It's like a Yeti ice chest, but it has to be done right. You have to run a dehumidifier. You don't have to. I like running dehumidifiers in spray foam homes with a lower SEER unit because your unit is only going to dehumidify when it's running. Some people want to put 20 SEER units and they're like, oh, it dehumidifies. Well, yeah, only when it's running.
You know what my buddy figured out? He did the spray foam thing, and he has to keep his unit at a certain temperature because if not, it'll sweat. The whole house will sweat.
Yeah, it's the wrong size.
Yeah, so he figured. Yeah, after he did it, like they came and spray foamed after.
So he already had a unit.
Is that
that
what you're saying? As in they call?
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, so yeah, so his house, like he has to keep it on like 60, like below 70, or it'll
He needs a dehumidifier for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. Like
No,
like,
it's
the
wild
whole-
shit. No,
the
you don't
whole
think-
house is sweating.
Yeah, you can touch the walls and, bro, just run your fingerprints down the wall.
But that's why he has to keep it. Yeah, he keeps his temperature low to keep the humidity.
Yeah. So when he's keeping the temperature lower, the unit's running more and it's dehumidifying while it's running. So
Correct.
like if he set it on 72,
But there, you can add like the whole house dehumidifiers
Yeah, that's what
in
we
line
do.
with the system.
In line
huh?
with the system.
that's what I was about to ask. And is like dehumidifiers that come in like through those vent second.
Well, okay, what's cool about spray foam homes, whenever you encapsulate a home, you got the walls and the roof. You have no insulation in the ceiling. So your attic is typically close to the same temperature as your house, within 15, 20 degrees. So if you dehumidify the attic, you're essentially dehumidifying the house as well. And we dump it into the attic.
Let me ask you this. That we'll talk about more of this after, but we're gonna get him downstairs and show him.
All right, they already told him. I about to.
Well, no, about that, but I'm saying the dehumidifying thing. I wonder if there's something in line we could put with that AC unit that'll control that room.
To ventilate and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it stays pretty.
Yeah.
The humidity's not bad. It's just when it's muggy or whatever, then it'll
You
kind
feel
of.
it.
What's the
sticky.
proper humidity?
Oh, I mean, anything below 50% is pretty dry.
Okay.
Anything above 60 is getting kind of wet.
So what year is that? Like 33?
Well, yeah, you want it low for that kind of deal
Yeah,
from,
I'm
from
saying
the
like
printing
when we had
aspect.
there, like
but
33.
Oh yeah, if you're
Yeah.
printing there, you and then printers put off so much heat, they're going to dehumidify as well.
correct.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, heat dries. Heat dries everything. 45, 50% is ideal. Below 45, below 50, really, you getting kind of dry. Like your walls might crack if they're not used to that.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
you
for that-
you throwing some shit out here right now.
From
I'm
what
just
I've been
like-
reading, like 25 to 35% is where you want to be at in that kind of.
Yeah, in that kind of environment. What is that? The printing room?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, anything above 60 is high. And so many houses are like 60 and 70%. People don't even realize. They're like, I got to put my air conditioner on 66 because it doesn't feel cold. And it's because your air is wet. You don't have a good, comfortable air. 72 degrees and 50% humidity feels more comfortable than cold. It feels colder than 60 degrees at 70% humidity.
But I like how you said that though, and that's actually crazy because you don't realize that until you're in the more extreme version of that, like
Yeah.
being down in South Louisiana.
Exactly.
Go snowboard in Colorado.
Yeah, it's perfect. Weather's nice. Yeah.
Dude, I'm talking about like
Well, there's a difference, like he said, there's a difference between dry cold and wet
wet
cold.
cold. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I go out in Colorado, I have on t-shirt and I'm snowboarding in snow,
Yeah, 'cause it's
wrecking, and
dry.
I'm sweating, I'm hot. I come down here.
40
it's
degrees this
fu-
morning.
Oh my God, I'm freezing.
Yeah.
I feel like my hand's about to fall off.
Yeah, it's a
I
whole
don't know what to
different.
do.
It's a whole
I know,
different type of
definitely.
cold.
Definitely different type of cold. So what do you like what's y'all initiative and what are y'all really planning on doing to get prepared for the warm season coming up?
So we always do heavy training in the shoulder season. December, January, February, some of March. I just had 4 guys come back from Houston for Daikin VRV training. It's just variable refrigerant, and you got to have special computers. So we send guys to training is what I'm getting at, and that's kind of what we do to ramp up for summer. Really get everybody back in that mindset of you're about to be working a lot. And hope you had a good winter. And they're ready to make money. These guys save all summer so they can kind of coast during the winter because it gets slow. They're not working 80 hours a week. sometimes they're not working 40. It's just part of it.
So it almost
And doing spec homes, because during the summer we might change, like go to your house and replace your whole system. We'll do 20 of those a week. We'll do 3 to 4, 5 a day sometimes. But whenever you got to be staffed up for that, I mean, that's a lot of work. But during the slow season, we might do 5 a week.
Yeah.
Or 2 a week if there's
drastically
no. Yeah,
different.
you can't just sell stuff that doesn't need to be sold. So I'm getting into the new construction side, and I waited 10 years to do this. I wanted to build a whole infrastructure to make sure I can handle new construction, because new construction does not pay like changeouts. It's very, very low profit, but it's high volume.
Right.
So you got to be prepared for the high volume, and you can make great money with new construction. A lot of these companies try and get into new construction right away, and they just tank, or they never built a service division, and all they know is new construction. You're like, why can't I grow? I've been open 8 years. Why can't I grow? Well, it's because you're not making any money. Yeah. You never figure it out. You gotta build it first, then get into something like that.
It's almost like that, how I said earlier, how we were talking about, you know, you biting off more than what you can chew right now, and you're diving down.
So you got to prepare for the winter, and that was my goal. I didn't prepare this very well for 25 winter, so going into 26, we're gonna have new constructions, like so many of them, and that's my goal. You don't have to make $1 million on new construction. You can just, as long as it cash flows, that's what matters. You know, the constant flow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about it, you know, fuck. You might have to hustle your ass off to get 20 residential companies, but then one builder comes in, here's 20 houses
Here's
right
20
now.
houses. You got one that gives you 40, one that gives you 300. Like, these builders turn out so many houses. We're about to start a subdivision with 94 homes in it.
That's honestly crazy to think about, like, where are all these homes coming from, and who's buying all these homes right now? Like, it's honestly, it's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, like that many people.
And where are they coming from?
Yeah, I know.
And why are they coming here? Because, like, didn't they just stop? You said something about earlier how y'all are, like, the biggest in Acadia. Is like West Baton Rouge? That's not part. Not
No,
West Baton. But I'm talking about really Donaldsonville area.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of Acadia?
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm. Nope, that's not part of Acadia.
What is that considered?
I don't know what that is.
I know I see a lot of them up there dealing with that. So, I mean, it's just, what is Donaldsonville considered? That's Acadia.
I don't think it's Acadia. It's not Acadiana. I wonder what Acadiana covers. Man, it's all Vermilion
It's
Parish, all
Lafayette.
Parish,
It's
all St. Martin.
St. Mary.
Same area, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we...
Your lower ones.
That's the whole thing. I've learned so many years in business. Every year I was like, all right, I'm going to save more money for next winter. I'm going to save more money for next year. But my thing is I keep growing every winter. So all that money I saved, I just put back into the business to grow. Then I put myself in the same bind every year. So like if I can give some advice to somebody, it's don't grow during the winter. Grow during the summer only and coast during the winter. And I've always had this hunger for growth and new trucks, more trucks, new people. That's probably why I'm the size I am now. But it comes with sacrifice. A lot of it.
I was about to say that probably comes with too, like having.
But like you said, it'll
patience.
pay off in the long run.
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to probably like really practice patience because.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I
man.
know. I would be dying. Like, damn, I want to do something, but no, I gotta wait.
Yeah, I gotta
like-
wait.
Well, look, man. Throw out. Let all the guests know where they could find you at. All your companies, and then I know you have a big personal brand,
Yeah.
so let them know where to find you at as far as your personal stuff and.
So you can find us chapmansac.com. That's our main website. That's where all of our financing is. That's where you can book calls. 207-5900, 337-207-5900. We end at 985 right here. That's our main business line. Everything goes through there. I have my personal brand. That's Chapman Compound on TikTok. I have Chapman HVAC on TikTok. There's 100-something thousand followers between the two. Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, Pigeon. It doesn't matter how you have to reach us, but we're pretty much everywhere.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or wood duck. Might have.
Yeah. Wood duck. Messenger wood duck.
But you got to catch it before he shoots
Yeah, I was
you.
about to say, RA, that would be some crazy marketing. You find a bunch of wood dogs,
Yeah.
tie a
Throw the
little
little things on
ladder,
the feet.
hey, and it'd be like, whoever kills this dog gets a 10% or 20% off the next unit.
Send
huh?
out
New
to the
industry,
pond.
carrier poodoo.
Yeah. Careful, yeah.
Hey, man, appreciate you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I got hella problems.